Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, I should say. We're right on the end of it, aren't we?
Yep.
Woo. What do we got here? Happy Monday. Welcome. Oh, we got the Mud Shark going on over there. We got Scott. We got Stormy. We got coffee. We got pods to talk about. How's everybody doing? Welcome to episode 11 of Coffee and Pods with BF and Stormy.
Yeah.
Wow. How you doing today, Stormy?
I'm all right. I'm just dealing with, now that my daughter's not sick, it went to my son, so he's home today.
Oh, boy. The family shares it. I remember those days. And if you do manage to keep your kids home healthy, they somehow used to come home sick on me a lot. So
Yeah.
I feel your pain
but
on it.
he's on the outside of it, I think, at least. We're done puking, at least.
That's good. Now, are you leery like me? I was always curious, like if the one was too sick, I didn't want him to get too close to the other one because you knew you would be having to do this for another week if you allowed that to happen, right?
Yeah, which when my daughter's sick, she kind of like is like a hermit. She goes off completely by herself. So I don't have to worry about it that much with her. But my son, he likes to be out on top of everybody.
Yeah, rubbing on people. Let's wrestle. Let me rub all my disease and germs on you and everything. Yeah. Imagine that. All right. Let's see.
You are watching Coffee and Pods with BF and Stormy.
Yes, you are. And happy Monday. We're here to start off the week with you. We have a great video package to talk about, and we have a special guest today. We have I know we announced that we were having KB on.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, but we're also having her cohort and co-host of the broadcast, Uncle Rick and Mami, is also going to check in with us today about 12:30. So we're going to start off the show like normal. We're going to talk about the weather. We're going to talk about this and that, catch up with on our lives with each other like we're doing now. And then we're going to really get into it when we bring our guest in. And we're going to talk about their experiences from being female podcasters and how they were introduced to just from being fans. And now they're kind of engrossed and entrenched in these shows. So we're going to talk about that and how they felt, making the change basically from fan
That'll be
to
interesting.
podcaster. Check in. WDIP, Why Do I Podcast? And KB, that's right. Good morning. Justa saying number 2. What's up, Justa? Scott checking in, of course. Stormy with the love for everybody. We do thank you for the support. And here's our friend, Jake. I saw your Bobby Fran song, Jake. I like it. Bro. How you doing today, Jake? And our friend Bobby Nick from BYB says, let's go. Morning to our friend Bobby Nick. And our friends from Boombastic, Matthew and them checking in.
Hey.
What up, yo's? What up, Matt? I love seeing our regular friends every Monday. I see a lot of yous in the chat all the time, so it's nice when you come here and I see you in our chat. The Joel's theme, yeah. Where is my Joel's theme? I had it on here somewhere.
I turned the green screen off.
Did you?
Because it's starting to mess up. Yeah.
I like the Chad background you were going for, though, bro. I like that.
Yeah. Sometimes the graphics, when they get too...
Every time I turn that green screen on, I have problems.
Yeah, it does. It challenges our processors. I've had that issue, too. Once my podcasting started outpacing my computing, I had to make a change. I had to realize that my computer was choking on all the things that I was asking it to do. But let's see. Here we go.
Something else to bring to you, so it'll help maybe with that later.
Okay, cool. BS show is Bogart in your time slot. Yay. Hey, Lost. How you doing? Good afternoon, buddy. Yeah, it was very hard to pull away from BS. It's always a lot of fun with those guys laughing and mixing it up and talking about. Hopefully, this is the last week any of us have to talk about Chad in any long form. And I can't believe that the potato is getting all the hate for lying. Go figure. So nobody has a problem with. People have less of a problem with Chad lying than the potato, Stormy.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's a potato.
That's right. I love that fact when Shuli and them pointed it out. You guys, you should be more pissed off at yourself because you're mad at a potato than you should be that you're
watching that show, expecting it to be like a gag or like a joke. I didn't expect it to be serious. I can't believe some people did.
I totally did too. I expected it to be a joke too because you're dealing with a potato, someone who's coming on. That's your starting premise. So I'm thinking, like Shuli said, is the puncher really going to give an exclusive to a potato? Yeah. So here, my ears open up. I'm listening for the context clues, and I'm hearing if the jokes are too inside or if they're talking too freely or not. And truthfully, at first, the cadence and all, I thought we were really being duped, and I thought it was Chad until they exposed that
to a potato. What the heck?
Yeah, I thought, but then it ended up being Bedabbler they brought on, and Bedabbler is blaming Cardiff for the bit. Cardiff is blaming Bedabbler for because it kind of went kind of south pretty quickly. People started turning on it, and then now they're pulling Bob in saying thanks for the writing. So what do you think about Bob and the potato saga lately, Stormy?
I think that in itself is probably a bit kind of at this point, but
Hmm.
I don't know what Bob expected when he was going to watch that.
Well, you
Did
heard
he
what he said on BS this morning.
Yeah.
Like they didn't watch they stopped watching their dwarf shows and all of their true crime dramas, and they shut their life down for this potato because he thought this was going to be like a legit interview. So I think on some level, Bob did fall for it.
I don't understand how he could do that.
Yeah,
That's funny.
He fell for it, but I just can't believe. I mean, there seems like similar visceral hate for the potato as there is for Chad, and some people might be hating on Chad or the potato more than Chad, and I think Chad is more deserving of this hate than a potato. If you're going to be mad at a potato for a line, you should be equally or more mad for a Chad lying to us. Let's see.
Weeks, we should all have learned we shouldn't believe and hear everything we see and hear on the internet.
Yeah, and you should know at this point that people are dragging it out and they're looking to play you. I did not think that Cardiff legitimately had a guy. I didn't think whoever did it was going to open themselves up for interviews right away. That was my first clue. And then I started listening to the context clue. Bobby Nick says he loved the Cardiff bit. I thought it was funny too, Bobby Nick.
Well, how would you approach somebody? Hi, I'm a potato on a screen. Will you let me interview you for punching somebody?
Exactly. Like, right. I mean, of course, you know, if you're familiar with the Chad world and if that puncher was tuned in, he might be his only way of being aware of a potato existing, you know, on the internet. So
it doesn't make me like Cardiff any less. I still think he's hilarious.
I know. That's my whole point too. If people don't have a problem with Chad and they're going to accept Chad's lies, you shouldn't have a problem with a potato when you were dumb enough to believe a potato was a real thing.
We need to do some social media work on that and let everybody know if Chad can do it, so can Cardiff.
That's right. That's what I think too. Yep.
And nobody was hurt with his lie.
Exactly right. He was just stretching the lie. But it's funny because, you know, Cardiff is very popular, and I really hadn't seen him experience much negativity up until this point. I mean, have you ever seen Cardiff get a lot of negativity?
No, I haven't ever seen it. I don't think. My daughter, she sees me watch it sometimes, and she's like, "What are you watching? Why is that potato talking?" And then she's seen corn diff one day when I was watching it on the screen. She's like, "What in the world?" And then my husband goes, "Are you watching VeggieTales?"
That's what a lot of people are saying, that Chad's a mad at VeggieTales because he's getting beaten by VeggieTales, getting out interviewed by potatoes. Yeah. And how did you like on BS when Cardiff came on, but he came on as the puppet because Chad didn't want to deal with the potato?
That's funny. And I don't understand why he won't. I mean, at this point, it all should be just fun. But I guess maybe he just doesn't want to deal with the potato, just like Kevin.
So I'm seeing Scott down here. Scott's he's got the Chad background going on. He's a Chad fan all the way, I guess. What do you think about all this potato hate, Scott?
Well, I want to dig up my high school license plates. Next time you see me, I'll have them. My nickname used to be Spud.
Mm-hmm.
From high school.
People still call him that.
Okay.
Add that
so you were fond of the potato then, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm potato biased.
You're pro potato. Let's see what our boy Jake says. Jake says, "Thank you for making me happy. This is great show. Hope one day to come on and meet you guys. Love you guys. Peace, love, and cornbread." What's up, Jake? We'll have you on one day, brother.
We've got some guests today, so maybe not today, but maybe another day.
That's right. We are. Being now that this is episode 11 of Coffee and Pods, and more people are familiar with us and what we do, we are interested in having more guests on, and so that's why we took the opportunity to have KB and Uncle Rick and Mami on, because they are true fans like us. I see them in literally every chat that we participate in. Any show that I go in, I'll either see KB, Uncle Rick and Mami, and or both normally. Yeah. And it's just a lot of fun being part of this world. And I already feel that I know these people when we are family, but I'm looking forward to having them on a little bit later on, about 12:30 or so. And we're really going to talk to them and really find out about their love and their fandom for this and what really led them to from being a fan to going on the show and all of that, everything that goes on with that. Thanks, Jake.
I like seeing other ladies that are willing to do this kind of stuff too, because I felt like I was the only one for a long time.
Well, yeah, that's right. And And we talked about that, and we're going to talk about that more because on Kevin Dombrowski's show, where the guy sat in with him on Friday, the subject of females in podcasting came up, and Bob remembered you, and we have that clip about that. But I told Stormy that in the past, being a man, I didn't really look at it from that angle, from a sexuality angle. But the more you watch it, you're like, boy, these shows are a lot of sausage parties on these shows, and
especially on BYB. When I see KB, I've clicked over sometimes. She's the only female, and they've got like 6 to 9 dudes on there, and she's the only one.
Surrounded. It looks like the beginnings of one of those extreme porns or something. Like, leave the lady alone.
Sometimes I feel sorry for her because she's there by herself.
Yeah, and that's tough. I did catch an hour of. I saw that KB and Uncle Rick and Mammy were on BYB. I don't know if it was Friday last week, and I did watch like the first hour of it. There's so much going on with doing like 3 podcasts a week myself and trying to keep up with all this that it's tough to watch full shows. So I did watch the first hour of it. And that's kind of the reason we here on Coffee and Pods every Monday is because we understand the challenge of trying to keep up with these shows. And Stormy would feed me in on things that I wasn't keeping up with, and I would feed her in on things she wasn't keeping up with. And we said, hey, let's do this for the fans. And I like doing this today because it will catch me up on some things that I didn't get a chance to see or talk about.
Yeah.
So let's see.
I've been thinking too, we might decide later, or we can talk later, but it might be something where people can send to an email if I set up one, maybe some clips of their shows or something they want us to look at.
That's excellent. Excellent idea, Stormy. I was thinking that too. Now that we have more friends coming in and they have shows that they're interested in, whether if they got a good chat in on a show or if they have a good clip from a show that they thought was funny or interesting and they want to send it to us and we can throw it in and discuss it. I like that idea. I agree with that too. That's good because
fun for the audience to get more involved too and to discuss stuff.
Yeah, bring your clips and show us what you're interested in. Let's read our friend Max Brengle here, a fellow Marylander. Cardiff got self-righteous about Patrick from NLO about exploiting, and he just did the same thing. So be mad at both or neither. Okay. All right. That's Max's take on that.
I can see that point.
Mm-hmm. I'm not really mad at NLO or any of them. I just like to look at it and comment on it from afar because I have nowhere near the passion of Patrick or a lot of these people about this topic.
I don't.
But I love seeing how people carrying on about it.
Yes, I think it's interesting to watch them carry on about it, and some of them
I would
do
never
make
hit lost.
points.
I would never hit Chad lost.
You would never.
I would never hit Chad.
You would never. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he lost. Scott is one of the few people that's pro Chad.
Yeah, he's a Chad groupie.
Chad groupie. There you go. All right. Let's see. My lost interest says, I want to be mad at Chad, but he's too damn adorable. That's okay. That's one way of looking at it. You have a different definition of adorable than me, Lust. Let me see. And like I said, I can get past the lies, but I don't like the fact that other people, this will cause other assholes who believe the lies to act on them, Lost. So it's not so much the lie, it's what the lie could precipitate, if you will.
Yeah, could have caused other people to react in bad ways, really. And I get
that. Yeah, so that's my whole thing about that. I mean, I know it's all podcasting fun, but I think people on here have a lot of passion, and they do they want to be on a certain team, and then they want to take it to the next level, and they feel compelled to act on the behalf of some of these lies and some of these stories that are going on out there. That's the part. Hey, Uncle Rick and Mami. She says I don't talk like that, but we'll see later. That's just my stereotypical Latino voice, you know.
That's funny.
You know, potato equality. That's right. Stop all potato hate. See, that's my point. Right.
So do you think Chad actually got punched, or you think it's something else? I'm starting to think maybe he had eye surgery or some sort.
Wouldn't he have a patch or something?
I don't know.
Yeah, and wouldn't they have cleaned the Hitler mustache off of him? You know.
The way he went with his other eye was kind of strange.
Or did he get oil in his eye and it caused an infection? Or did he get pink eye, like I said last week?
My take on it was that people were finally starting to get to Aaron, and things were kind of winding down in a way. And I think this was a desperate attempt to kind of breathe new oxygen in us, because he was all on the I was right, steel toe sucks, and Aaron sucks, and a lot of people started jumping on that side of things, like, wow, Aaron is an asshole, and April, you know, does have a weird face. You know, he started feeling like he was winning and it was ending. And when you're a mud shark and you don't want this shit to end, and you have done this in the past, he went back to his old playbook. If you ask me, he kind of conjured this Instagram lie in his head about, he might have gotten a picture in the past about people threatening him, but it didn't sound like it was that particular day. So he brings up the lie about somebody's outside of his house, and then he goes out. I mean, how hard is it for a guy like Chad to go out and get punched? I mean,
well, I know for sure it wasn't that time of day, and I have that in the video where we'll see what time it was exactly.
That's right. Stormy has done some extra investigating. She's not just a fan. She's also watching with an investigative eye. And we might have a little information on the bottom of the Instagram from that day from the person that actually sent it. So when we watch the highlight video, watch for that very closely, because the name of the person was not blocked out. And Stormy has a screenshot of this. We're going to see it later.
Yeah. Some people think it's weird and maybe I over investigate things. My eyes just catch things that other people's wouldn't. I don't know why.
That's no fault. That's like when April's in there going, why are you reading this and talking about that and doing that? I've learned, and that's one of the great things about podcasting and learning about life and yourself, is that you realize watching these shows is that you see it from one angle and you get one idea of a theory or a joke, but then other people see it from another way. Yeah. And I like that because it's interesting. I'm like, oh, wow, I never would have thought to see it from that angle. So, I mean, it's only natural that you're going to, your eye is going to catch things when you look at something that others would not. So I don't necessarily think you were trying to be hateful or investigative. That's just what you
caught it.
That's just what you noticed. Let's see what we got here. Good equality. Oh, Jake's he's going for episode 12. We'll see, Jake. We'll see what happens, buddy. Let me get past episode 11 and now start planning 12. Yes, Uncle Rick and Mami say see you soon. Yes, we will try to get on with the weather and everything. Episode 12, BF. Do I have it wrong again? Come on. I went back in my thing and counted it, damn it.
I thought it was 12 also.
Did you?
Oh, shoot.
It is Monday afternoon. All right. Whatever episode it is, we're glad you're here with us. I'll go back and number them again later.
Yeah.
Lemmy has been on there. Yeah, I saw a little bit of Lemmy on when the ladies were all on BYB.
Yeah, I saw her too. I guess because some people have made some maybe rude comments about her, I didn't expect her to look the way that she does. She looks like a female. People are being awfully rude about that. But she doesn't look bad or anything.
No, and that's the whole thing. And we're going to get into that a little bit about how I found nothing odd about her looks, even to when you said it. I'm not familiar with the whole background of Steel Toe and how much they get on her. I understand that she was an active mod and that she quit recently over all of the stuff. But that's the thing we're going to get into when we talk about the women, is how aggressively you have talked about it, and some of these other ladies that I've talked to have talked about how the aggression that you get from men about your looks and just everything.
Yeah, we get it differently, it seems like, because ladies care more about their looks probably than men do most times. But
yeah, it is a little different. So so that was neat. I caught a little bit of that on there with her.
I did see some of that, I think, too, because I remember seeing her.
Scotty the Hottie.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see.
Thank you.
That's funny.
Hey, Spud is a tater. Scott is part of that tater clan. There you go. Our friend Stephen Bull checking in. If you were known as Spud in high school, you're part of the clan. Mm-hmm. I agree with Husey. Chad was at a bar with a woman in the middle of a divorce, and her husband showed up. I heard Husey say that too. Right, and that kind of goes back to my original point. It isn't too hard to probably go to a bar for anyone to get punched in general, but especially Chad. If anybody has a punchable face, it's Chad.
Yeah.
Him having that picture sent to him though right before all that happened.
It wasn't right before. It wasn't.
That's what Stormy's going to prove, Scott. Go ahead and finish your thought. Our theory is that he kind of had to, because he made a reference to it. He said, I've been threatened like this in the past. Yeah. So it's like he kind of put this together, I feel that he premeditated this. He knew he had that picture in his phone. He knew shit was dying down. He knew that MLC was winding down for the day. Oh, I'm going to make up a fake story. I'm going to do like a Gavin McInnes. So somebody's outside my house kind of bullshit. And then I think he went out and got,
probably, because I get those all the time and I don't realize it, like in your spam on like Instagram that you go to. Sometimes I have like 10 messages I didn't know I had, and I'll look at them and it is spam. But yeah, that's probably where it was at. And he just was scrolling through and seen it while he was on MLC maybe, and was thinking, oh, that's a good opportunity.
Right, exactly. Let's see. Max says, Bobby, you just nailed it. Chad was winning the court of public opinion, and Chad just couldn't let it go. That's right, Max. I think that it was starting to wind down. I think where people were starting to, okay, yeah, maybe Chad is right about the steel toe. You know, they came at Bob in a weird way. They're just coming in for it for the rub of it. They're not sincere about any of this. So it's all gone. And then you showed they showed that video of his hype train that he was doing on BS show earlier.
I think that's hilarious. I downloaded that song to my playlist because after school we listened to music in my car with my daughter while we're waiting on my son to get off the bus, and that's on the kids playlist now, so we do it in the car.
Oh my goodness, the
I
hype
think it's
train.
funny.
Getting on the hype train. Let's see what we got here. It's Stormy. Just say my DMs are spam.
Not yours.
Okay. All right. Well, let's get a little information in here, and then we'll bring our guest along. Oh, I see. Look, see, it's Monday morning. I go to bed thinking it's episode 11 and don't even realize it's episode 12. I see it right on my own shit. That's why you're here. You're here to keep me straight, people. I appreciate you. Thank you. I don't know if I'm counting the one that I did or counting the last one. I don't know what the hell I'm doing sometimes. I jump off a podcast and create another one. So, all right, I already got that one up. Let's see. Stephen Bull says, Chad started out on a morning radio show. He's a canary. Yeah. He's a carny. Okay, never mind, my bad. I gotta go get my contacts. Has anyone thought Chad might have had a situation like Marky Mark in the truck at the end of Boogie Nights? Oh, shit. Who would ever want to think that thought? That's the whole thing. Let's not do that. All right. Chad tries to pull off a work, but he sucks at it. Yeah. Yeah. And then Patrick Melton did a little bit of investigating, and he kind of gave up on it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Whacking his walrus for money. Cuckoo-ca-choo. All right.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's check out a couple of these national days. We'll take care of this little bit of this kind of morning show business, just regular information. Then we'll get on and have a little more fun. Let's see. We like to check out our national calendar day. Today is the 20th of March. So let's see. Let's go to today.
This month's going by fast.
Yeah, it does seem like it's now that we're out of February, Stormy, that March is here, and I think that summer's going to be kicking our ass before we realize it.
Yeah.
So let's see what we have today. We have World Flower Day. Okay. We have National Proposal Day. Spring begins. Okay. We're just talking about that a little bit. What else we have? We have National Native HIV/AIDS Awareness Day. And we have National Ravioli Day. Any one of those stick out to you?
I don't like none of it.
Spring one. I like the
spring one. Okay, we'll read the spring one. We'll read, rather than read every single one like we have in other days, since we have some guests coming, we'll just read this one. I wanted to read one, whatever caught somebody's attention. It says spring begins, and it changes annually. Spring begins on the March or vernal equinox, which is the amount of sunshine, which is when the amount of sunshine is approximately 12 hours long. The amount of sunlight will incrementally increase until the first day of summer. Yes, I love that. I love summer. I'm a summer guy. I like the beautiful flowers.
Yeah.
We'll just do that one.
We have Easter lilies popping up outside in our front yard. It's pretty awesome.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have many bulbs. We normally have it. We'll go out and buy the plants at the store every year and just plant them every year. The annuals.
When we were building our house, that's why we picked this piece of property, is because I love the Easter lilies and they were out here. So that's why we picked this property, because they grow up around here every year, all over the yard.
Mm-hmm. Natural Easter. I like the natural ones that grow in the wild. You see them on the side of the highways and whatnot. Yep. All right, so we got that taken care of. Let's check out the weather and see what we're doing with the weather today with everybody for wherever you're at.
It's nice out here right now.
Is it? It has gotten hella cold here where I'm at on the East Coast. Stormy, all of a sudden, I did a little cooking out on the grill yesterday. I cooked out a roast on the grill, and it was about like it was about 32 degrees out there, and the wind was a whipping.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go to the infrared satellite right here. You can see some weather in the West Coast, western part of the country. The East looks mostly clear for the most part. Let's go to temperatures. Right now we have some temperatures here, 30. See, we're in the 30s here on the East Coast right now. Mostly cold in the country. Here's the projected highs for today for where you're at. So look wherever you're at and check that out. Say it's going to be in the 50s here today. 50 is across most of the country. So it's coming. Spring's coming. Them flowers and them bulbs will be coming.
Yep.
All right.
I just started planting some tomatoes from seed inside so that I can plant them outside whenever it gets warmer.
Tomato seeds?
Mm-hmm. Never done
So
it before, but I'm trying.
Tomato plants, right?
Now, here's a fun fact about me that no one really needs to know. But I don't really like vegetables, but I used to enjoy growing them when I was younger. I was always fascinated by the process growing cucumbers and sunflowers and things like that. I like the challenge and taking care of it and growing and watch the plants come up. That's a lot of fun for me. But
my husband wants to grow potatoes.
wants to grow some Cardiffs.
Yep, which is ironic, because of all this. But yeah, he was talking about that last night. I guess it's not that hard. I've never thought about growing potatoes.
I've never thought about growing potatoes either. We've grown like the tomatoes and the pots and things like that, but I've never attempted to grow potatoes. We'll have to go when we go to the fast food place.
Look into growing
that, buddy?
potatoes in a barrel. You kind of layer them. You grow a layer at the bottom and then you cover them and lay. And at the end of it all, you push your barrel over and it's full of potatoes. Get some YouTube videos of it.
That's a good
Cool. There's a gardening tip from Scott Fitzpatrick today. That's cool. I didn't know that one. I know that they grow pretty easily. Like those, you put those little nuggets in the ground or something, and they will constantly just keep a rooting, right?
Huh. Well, I should do that then.
There you go.
I like to grow stuff that's easy, so I don't feel like if I have that much more upkeep to do, because I'm not very good, or used to not be very good at didn't have a very good green thumb, so I'm trying to get better about it.
All right. Well, here's our weather report from our friend Bobby Nick from Calgary, Alberta. He says, I still got 3 feet of snow sitting on top of my lawn. So it's not even close to spring for me. Thanks for checking in, Bobby Nick. See, we're down here in the States talking about all these Easter lilies and things popping up. And Bobby Nick probably don't have a chance at that until summer starts up there, or summer starts. So stay warm up there, brother. Stay warm up there.
Yeah, I wouldn't like living there. I don't like cold as it is.
Yeah, I do think about it. The more when you see Frankie and you see people like Bobby Nick and you see those people up there, it's just they have to have another mentality, because I don't know if I could live like that with that weather all the time growing up where I grew up at,
Yeah.
Let's see. All right. Let's share. Today is the 20th, right? So let's go back. 20. All right. Let's do a moment in haha history for today. Our friend Mike Morse, that other guy from The Miserable Men and all the other shows, Uncle Rico and otherwise. This is excerpt. Oh, look, Stormy's holding it up. Let me get you a close up on that so people can see it real good. Stormy's holding it up. Mike Morse's book, Haha History. So we're going to do a little excerpt out of that. You can get that on Amazon.com or wherever fine books are sold. You go in there, it's a little witty excerpts of history and drawings drawn by our friend Mike Morse. So today's excerpt for March 20th, 2020, American country music singer Kenny Rogers dies, proving once and for all that he does indeed know when to fold them. So for that and other witty historical moments, get your copy of Haha History at Amazon.com or wherever fine books are sold. Was our little haha history moment for today. All right. Well, y'all, I think we kind of got this thing right on schedule, almost like we know what we're doing. All right. You're watching Coffee and Pods. This is episode 12, as my friends had to clarify for me because I'm in the fog of life. Number 12, let's see. Lost says, we'll read a couple of these comments. We'll bring our guest in. Marijuana plants look like a lot like potato plants, or so I was told by a friend.
I thought about that before, but about growing marijuana. But the thing is, I think I've read about it. It takes a lot of upkeep from what I understand. Then I don't think that that's a starter for me.
Yeah, there. I understand. It looks like, just from what I can tell, Stormy, there's a lot of skill and nuance to that. You have to know when to, grow, best time to grow it, how high to grow it. I wouldn't even know when to harvest it or how you dry it out or anything after the fact. I'd probably just walk up to it with a lighter and just start burning it or something.
Yeah.
Like,
our laws aren't good enough over here in Illinois yet to do it without going through a whole huge process, anyways. But yeah, I can't for growing plants. I can't get in trouble. I got kiddos.
Yeah, you don't. Let's see what he says. Yes, it does. It moved up on me. Good morning, or I guess good afternoon now. What's up, Death Row? That's right. I'm confused too. I start out the show saying good morning as well. So good morning / afternoon to you too. Difficulty level high, Matt is saying. Yeah, best guess. Yeah, it does seem to be. It seems like there's a lot of work. You have to know the exact time to do everything. They do need a lot of attention, but worth it. All right, so we got some people checking in. Yeah. I should, since I don't eat vegetables, I should take the time to learn how to grow something I might actually harvest for myself.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. All right. Well, we have our friends backstage, so we're going to bring our friends in, and we're going to have a little conversation, discussion with them, and then we're going to watch this great highlights package that Stormy always prepares for us every week. So let's get ready to get going. That's your signal lady. So since she signed in first and signed up first, I'll bring her on first. We know her from the Miserable Men show. We got familiar with her probably on a first name basis a little more. I had seen her out on Twitter a little bit before that, and when she really came on the show, I was like, can it really be her? So let's say hello to our friend KB.
Hello.
Hi, KB.
Hi.
Good morning. How you doing today?
I'm good.
All right.
Good for a Monday.
Good for a Monday. Yeah, it's a little earlier out your way. We're here on the East Coast, so you're about 2 hours behind us, I think, or earlier.
Yes, it's 10:30 right now. So, yep, I'm on Mountain Time.
Oh, you're on Mountain Time, right? Yeah, that's always the interesting thing. I always got to remember to put in whether it's East Time or whatever, because I know people are constantly doing the math. They'll say, "Well, what is that time for me?" And I'm like, it's hard enough to figure out for me half the time. So
yeah, right.
I just put East on there and hope everybody does their own math. We're glad you're here with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks
and I understand. I saw your first episode of the broadcast, and I enjoyed that. I was kind of in the chat hanging out with you. So since we're talking about that, let's bring in your co-host and our other friend from the chat. Let's say hello to everybody's friend, Uncle Rick and Mami. Hello. How you doing, Uncle Rican?
I am excellent.
Good.
I prefer if you call me mommy instead of
okay.
If that's uncomfortable. You don't have to call me mommy. It's okay.
No, that's fine. I heard you talking about that when you said that you were a Dabicon. You said it's weird for people to come up to me and refer to me by my handle or whatever. But I guess if we don't know your name, you're just going to get kind of derivatives of your Uncle Rick and Mammy or something like that, right?
Yeah, you are M. Yeah, but mommy's nice.
Mommy. Hey, mommy. See, but if you make me call you mommy, I'm going to naturally do it like this. I'm going to say, hey, mommy.
That's fine, and I'll call you daddy.
Okay, you go be pop, daddy, boppy. Okay, that's good. That's good. I was saying that I know that you guys went to Rochester, and I was getting a visual, and I'm thinking we almost need like a name badges to where you have your screen name, and then you have maybe what you want to go by or something, right?
Yeah, I think that was somebody said that. Like next one, we need name badges to say who's who and what your real name is if you want to disclose that. So
yeah, because I've thought of that. I've thought about, okay, if I did go to Rochester, if I walked up to somebody, I would have went up and said, hey, what's up, insufferable bastard, or whoever it may be, whatever.
That's exactly what we did.
Lenny.
Exactly right. And I'm thinking, it made me think, I'm like, wow, if people, they just kind of need like a name badge or something.
Yeah,
that would be fun.
Lenny's printer and see how you feel then.
It's so weird. It is weird.
So KB,
these characters. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, no, it's okay. I wanted to start off with talking about KB because we got familiar with you with the whole Lenny saga on Miserable Men and trying to get him a date and everything. And I heard they got, kept hearing every week they were trying to get him more and more involved. And then all of a sudden I hear Shuli say one day, we're going to have KB on. And I was familiar with you from Twitter. So I kind of knew of you, who you were. And so when he said KB, I'm like, is this the KB that I really think is going in there? So I was really surprised to see you take part in that. Talk about what motivated you to kind of get involved and help Lenny break out of his shell.
Oh, I'm a fan of Lenny. I think he's
Mhm.
funny and he adds to the show. A lot of people don't agree with me, but
I agree with you.
that's fine. Yeah, he's I don't know. I find him funny and most of the time he doesn't need to be or mean to be funny, but he is to me. I don't know. And I kind of felt bad for him and I was like, well, maybe if I go on and he can practice talking to ladies, and he wasn't very interested. And well, you guys all saw the episode, so you saw how he reacted, the poor man.
Oh my God. I think I have a clip of it. I can play it in a little bit, but yeah, just his level of discomfort. And I guess you seem like you were compassionate. You were trying to like bring him along, and you even prefaced it. Shuli even prefaced it by saying, look, it doesn't even have to lead to a date or anything. This is just to get you in the flow to learn how to talk to a female. And he didn't even seem interested in that.
Training
Yeah.
wheel.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Like yeah, he's just his lack of uncomfortableness is just something, and I've gone both ways with Lenny. There in the beginning, I'm like, okay, anything Shuli is down with, I'll give it a minute. But after a while, he just kind of grated on me, and he was like just ungrateful and so hard to get along with and all. But I can see the entertainment value, so I'm back and forth on the whole Lenny thing. But let's see, Bobby Nick says I miss Lenny.
Yeah, now
I
that
do
he's
too.
not there, now that he's not there, I miss him too.
Of course. You always want what you can have.
I have to say that being back and forth on Lenny, I am currently missing Lenny right now too, because there is a level of kind of entertainment value and fun kind of messing with him.
Agreed.
Yeah, he could really go with it. If he just went with the bit and just didn't be such a curmudgeon, he could really add a lot to the show. You know what I mean? Even if he's it, whatever.
Curmudgeons?
Like a grumpy man.
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
I have no idea.
I don't know about. I know. There's certain words like that where I know what a curmudgeon is. I knew what you meant, but don't make me spell it.
I've never heard it, but I like it, and I'm gonna start using it.
And I'm always
curmudgeon me.
Yes, curmudgeon's just a grumpy, just fussy old person, and that's a very good description of how Lenny was acting. But I'm always fascinated how he gets so turbo pissed off at Mike Morse.
Oh my God.
He hates him. He hates him. What the funny thing is, Mike wants him back. He's like, I miss Lenny. Let's get him back. And everyone else is like, fuck no.
Well, I do think there's something to the theory of there's a love-hate thing there, because they always say, I think that Lenny is maybe kind of attracted to Mike or something. So what do you think the root is of the hate with Mike Morse? He does have a reaction to him.
Oh, I never even thought of that. There is a serious reaction. I don't know what that is about. I thought it was because Mike was always the hardest on him. He was always the first one to be ready to like, all right, cut him off. He's not playing along. He's being a sport. So I thought that was why, but now we're getting deep. Okay.
Yeah. I think Mike calls him out sometimes, and then he's insecure about what he calls him out for, so he kind of has a
Didn't Lenny get on semen on there?
Oh God.
To get on there?
Did multiple times, didn't he?
There were quite a few.
So maybe to come back, he should eat Mike Morse's semen.
That may be something he might do.
Lenny also took a picture of his butthole.
Oh my gosh.
That Mike had to sketch out. I think I might have been one of the first ones that told Mike he has to sketch it, because they were horrified sharing that picture in the group chat to each other and going, gee, stop sending me this fucking picture. And I wanted to see it. And I think I said something about, hey, Mike, you should draw it. And he ended up making that terrible drawing of Lenny's ass.
God, I remember the drawing.
I've seen the picture. It's not good. It's not good.
You say you saw the actual picture?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
I have not. Oh my goodness. I hope you're seeking therapy for that.
Do you have it?
I have PTSD. No, somebody sent it to me like a while ago, and I'm like, delete. I don't want this on my hard drive. Get this out of here, please.
Holy shit.
Did you get it before your appearance on Miserable Men or after?
After. I mean, I knew about it, but I didn't see it. Someone.
Yeah. So they're like, here, this is what you could be having.
Could you pick it out in the lineup?
Probably. It's that distinctive. It's that bad that I'd probably be like, there's Lenny right there.
Oh boy.
And then I like how it progressed for a couple weeks, and then he tried to get you on and talking, and then he, like you said, he refused to believe that you were real, even though he's talking to you. He's like, this ain't real.
Some paid actor or something, or some
thought it was
storyline I'm making up. I don't know.
Or something like a prank, maybe, or something.
Yeah.
Aw, poor Lenny.
And
So
Mike
the question
said he was like, "Hey, girl."
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like that, no problem.
He
He's
has so
right
much
there.
confidence. If Lenny had his confidence, he could maybe get a little farther in, the romance department.
Definitely.
All right. So did you have any fear at any point in this or any intention? What if let's say Lenny went along with this and he decided that he would going to go on a date with you? How were you prepared to take it to that next level and meet him at an event or something?
I would have met with him in depth. If he went to Rochester, they tried to convince him to come, but he's like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I would have went out with him, no, it's not like I'm forced to do anything I don't want to do, so yeah, I would have. Absolutely.
I thought it was good, very good and bold of you on many levels because you went on the show to face that, and then you were trying to help. You were trying to help him out, and so I thought it was a good thing that you were trying to do for him, and it definitely created some good content and good moments for the Miserable Men show.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And Uncle Rick and Mammy, I saw you on Twitter and all, but yeah, you started really kind of coming out more after Rochester. And all. I saw you kind of made your way to Rochester with your friend, and you were kind of doing your thing up there. So you had a lot of fun driving up there with your friend.
No, I didn't have a lot of fun driving. We were caught in a blizzard, but besides that, I discovered the chat like way after the fact because I had been watching the whole time and I just didn't know that there was a live chat. And I'm so silly. I thought you had to be like someone had to invite you to chat. So I was just like, how do I get invited? I really want. So this is Yeah,
the chat is fun, and the chat is a whole new level and experience, a fun way to watch these podcasts because watching them is one thing, but watching them and participating and riffing is just a whole nother adventure.
Yeah.
And
I don't have a lot of interaction, if you can't tell, with the world. So that for me was like the most interaction I had with humans in so long, and I just loved it. Rochester had to be my first outing in so long.
Really? Yeah.
Yes.
But the chat family is a lot of fun, and I heard you talking about Discord on some of the other shows or something. Discord is another place you can get into the chat, but a lot of people are confused by the chat because I'll see they'll be chatting. It won't be up to the live on it, and some people will be chatting on Discord or other places. But so there's a couple of different places to have chat. But I love this family that we all become from this, and I feel like I already know you guys already because I see you guys out there in the chats and on these shows all the time. I saw your first hour of the BYB experience. Talk about that, ladies. Uncle Rick and Mammy, talk about being on BYB. How did you enjoy that?
Well, I had an incident where I took a little bit too much of an edible that day. And so right as he's like, all right, guys, we're going to go live, I went into like this fit of laughter and I could not control myself. So I was like, this is it. I was going to end it because I was like, I didn't know. I was just paranoid on like that real high paranoia level. So, but it ended up being fun. And I just felt like we were hanging out and I forgot for a while that people were watching. So I just started talking and then talking, which I do a lot. So it got to be, I had to reel myself in. See, I'm trying to be controlled today.
So I can tell that you don't hide that you're a big KB fan. You're a big Kevin Brennan fan. It's funny when I hear people say KB, I have to make sure it's not you sometimes, KB, because
I know it's very confusing.
In the beginning, when they kept referring to Brennan as KB, I was like, why are they talking about KB again? Like KB, and I'm like, why are they saying this about her? And then I realized. So again.
So it was. You forced yourself to kind of go on the show. I was watching the one day where they said, give her the link, throw out the link. So, I mean, kudos to you for doing that because going on any of these podcasts can be a nerve-wracking challenge. But to go on one of the most nerve-wracking podcasts, I mean, kudos to you because I don't know if I would have chose that to be my first podcast because they will eat you alive on there. So talk about So you were watching that day, and then Kevin says, "Give her the link." So talk about what was going through your head, and were you prepared to go on that day?
Yes, I would. No, I wasn't prepared to go on. I was actually just filming for my own channel in my room back here, and when I heard them say that, I was like, "All right, whatever. What's the worst can happen? They don't like anybody. They don't like me. Okay, join the club."
That's funny. And, everyone tries, I think, goes on that show. People that watch that show have an aggressive attitude because you know what you're getting with Kevin. And I think people come on and try to out Kevin.
Oh,
and I've seen that you were getting some kind of harsh reaction, but like the first show to go on to be the Kevin Brennan show was something, and then you got to talk about the reaction that you've gotten since and some of the comments and all.
A lot of it was very nasty in the tweets, and then the same people would be in my DM and be like, that was really brave of you. And so again, I don't know. I'm either hot or cold. You love me or just don't fuck with me. I'm sorry, do we use the language here?
That's fine. You can use whatever language you want.
I use that a lot. So yeah, so it's either you love me or you don't. And yeah, I know my voice is abrasive. It's like and the chalkboard. Everybody's told me that my whole life. So there's nothing that I have not heard. I mean, I walk around with a target on my back pretty much. Like, I'm married to a black man, which I've said, like, this is it. I've been taking hits my whole life. Come at me.
That's cool. Well, it sounds like you're ready for it.
It's fun. And that reaction has been all just fun. I don't care if it's good or bad. It's fun. And
I think you gave a little clue. You gave a little clue in your answer, because you said some of the people that were clowning on you actually went in your DMs and said something nice to you. And that's kind of my whole point. I think people show up trying to get like the best shots in and all, and they might not really mean it. They're just going to try to get the best zinger in.
Yep. And as they should. This is entertainment. I want to see somebody entertain me. And when I'm watching, that 4 o'clock hour, you can't get me. Don't fuck with me. I'm watching MLC. But on a Wednesday, I'm free usually.
Do you ever catch any like negative comments towards you in like live chats on shows?
I have a really big fan in one of the live chats who goes from show to show, I think. He just, KB knows what I'm talking about. I won't even give him the...
It might be the
same
one
same dude that doesn't like me.
And I
might
think
be the same one I have too.
Probably, yeah. And by the way, Storm, we've got to talk. I want to have you on our show. But I really think he's just got a thing against women. So I don't take personally, because I can just tell by the way he talks, he's definitely never dealt with one, or like in the real world. So I'm not really offended much by that.
No,
person.
I don't care. I usually give him like heart emojis or something.
Oh, I sent him back. I actually will tell him, hey, are you busy today? You want to suck my dick? And like, not like he'll say she's trying to use her tits to get fame.
Whatever.
Sorry, I was born like this. I'm not trying. This is who I am. What would you like me to do about it? Like, yes, literally suck my non-existent dick. Suck it.
That's funny.
But that person, I don't mind a little riffing here and there. If you have something to say to me that's negative, whatever. But that person that you're talking about takes it to a whole nother level with some, I've seen like racism comments with your husband and all this really terrible thing. It's like, what are you trying to do here? What's the point of this? What's your end game? Or
he just wants a reaction that he can spin off.
Yeah. And I just ignore him half the time. I'm like, whatever, go away.
He would never, ever say those things to me. I promise you. I promise you in my face.
It's always in public chats that I run into that person. I never get DMs or anything.
Me either. But he Twitter as well for me. I don't know.
Yeah. It's usually just live chats for me, but I don't even know if I follow this person or anything, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I think some of these guys just come in for that, to give that reaction, and like you said, maybe some of these guys have no history with women. They don't know how to act properly around women, and so their only kind of reaction is to lash out at a woman that they maybe could never get or something. So that's kind of their only mode of operation. What are you saying there, Scott?
He said it.
Incels.
Incels, right? That's right.
Yes.
Involuntarily celibate guys who have anger towards women. So, yeah, I've noticed the trend of creepiness and anger, a little bit of anger that Stormy gets. Stormy does shows with us, and I don't want it to chase her away. I don't want to chase you ladies away, but I admire you ladies, because I know you have to be a hardier kind of lady to put up with some of this colorful humor that these guys do. Not every lady is going to like this, talking about the sexuality and shitting and cum and all that stuff like that. So I like a a hearty, open-minded woman who kind of just knows it's jokes and is not offended by it.
Well, yeah, there was a time in my life, I think, where I would have taken that seriously and been highly offended. Like maybe in my late 20s, early 30s, I was super sensitive, and like now it's just I'm 44 years old. What, like, really?
You girls might disagree with me, but I think that sometimes men don't realize what females talk about behind closed doors with each other either. Sometimes it can be raunchy and
nasty.
Oh yeah.
I was telling the guys
I've heard.
Yeah, I was telling the guys on BYB that like in Girl Scouts, we were all comparing ourselves to each other's bodies. Didn't boys do that? And they all looked at me like, no, boys didn't do. What did you do? And I was like, oh, nothing. Like that's our secrets, I guess. They have no idea what goes on.
Yeah,
I heard you saying that, and I was kind of horrified because when I was in gym in school, it was all I could do to run from the showers to get my clothes on and just cover up real quick. I didn't want to see anybody's junk. Didn't want nobody seeing my junk. No.
I mean, that's all we did. We
So
compared.
there is a summer party pillow fights.
Yeah.
Good
I just
time.
think that there's some comments that don't, and different phrases and words that people use in this world that I haven't heard before. So people think it would probably shock me, but it doesn't.
Yeah, same. I don't care. I have that sense of humor, you know. I talk about all the same shit.
Yeah.
It's funny to me, you know. You can't offend me.
No.
Yeah,
It's
no,
fine.
it took me a long time, I guess it just took age to get to the point where stuff like that doesn't bother me. I used to be like a tough girl. Like if you said something, I was like, let's fight. Where do you want to fight? You want to meet me somewhere? I'd be like, gas station on the Parkway. What exit? So,
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can understand that. I think I went through a phase where I was kind of like that too. But for the most part, though, I mean, those people that come out, you know, of the walls, it feels like in this world to just like give you negative comments. I'm glad to know, I'm not glad it happens, but I'm glad to know I'm not the only one.
yeah, no, not at all.
No, you're not. Not at all. Yeah, exactly.
And we're gonna
I
stick
usually just
together.
ignore it or hit block or whatever, but I get creepy messages too, but I get that in life outside of this world too. So it's
exactly. Oh my goodness. I was at Dick's the other day with my sister, and we're on an escalator, and the kids are with us, and guys like, oh my god, and saying things in front of the children that my sister's like, our children are with us. My daughter's like, that's my mother, and I'm like, the level of audacity.
Yeah.
And it's just, they just say it, and I'm like, okay, they do it in real life too, not just in the chat.
I went to cosmetology school when I was younger, and I think I told BF this, but there was this guy who was bald, and he used to like creep me out a little bit, and he sat down in my stylist chair during the visiting hours one day where we could cut people's hair, and brought a Sharpie for me to draw on his head. Like, creepy. I get creepers all the time. Well, I'm kind of used to that.
Did you do it? I just need to know.
No. I was like, are you serious? And he's like, yeah.
He draw a penis on his head.
Oh, I should have. I was in shock. I was just like, is he serious?
Yeah, I'm a nurse, and I used to work in a hospital. I work from home now, but I used to have patients. I'd come in, and they'd be like, hey, can I get your number? Bitch, I'm here to take care of you. I ain't here to hook up with dudes.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Depends what you're here for.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
What kind of illness is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was a CNA for a while, so I kind of understand that aspect for it from that perspective too. I've actually had like when I was a CNA, had male and females like grope me and think it's okay because I was in the health field and they were, you know, disabled or whatever. I'm like, nope. Or elderly people, nope.
Yeah. I had a guy one time, he would fake seizures to get certain medications, and he was like, I'm having a seizure. And we'll try to like grab the nurses. Fuck. Man, fuck you.
I need CPR. I can't breathe, you know.
Imagine.
It happens in this world and outside this world. So
Yes, it sure does.
Just different way to handle it in this world, I guess. You got to figure it out.
Yep.
Oh.
Well, that's cool. Well, we love that. Even though there's so few ladies in this podcasting world that we in, we're happy that you guys are with us and part of it. Let's talk about a little bit. Talk about your first Boombastic cast, or not Boombastic. Excuse me. I see my friend Boombastic has in here.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the broadcast that you ladies did.
Yeah.
So I watched a little bit yesterday. So how did that go? Doing your first show? Let's start with Uncle Rick and Mami on this one.
Ooh, I was nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I was nervous because not for the talking. I was nervous because I was using the equipment and I was trying to make sure that I had the clips all lined up, and they were not just one with Dr. Phil. I had a bunch of them, but I was just so scared in the middle of doing everything, talking, reading the comments, trying to engage, listening to KB, and to be like trying to. I'm not familiar with it yet, so I was not comfortable doing it. So
I feel your pain. Yeah.
I do hope to get to the point where I am comfortable, because I know that there's potential untapped out there in us ladies, and I'm ready to tap it. And once we open it, they're going to be sorry they missed out on us. They would be like, oh, they were so fun in the chat. Now they're gone doing their own thing.
Well, I think you had a first good show, and I do feel your pain in that. It is hard to mentally multitask. It's way different being a fan and a viewer and sitting home at your phone while somebody else is watching a show and commenting, but then you have to do a show yourself, and you have to get the pictures up, you have to get the media up, you have to be engaged with the guest, and you have to be watching the chat. So I feel your pain in that, and it does take a while to mentally adjust. And truthfully, I'm still not quite comfortable or mentally adjusted to it yet. If there like 1 second goes by where there's dead air or something, it kind of freaks me out, and I'm always trying to like figure out where my next clip is or something. So I feel you on that. So, but I did enjoy you guys just sitting around. How did you feel about the first episode, KB?
I think it went okay. Like, we were both kind of new at this, so you know, we have some bumps to work out, but we'll get there.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. I enjoyed it, and I like the vibe of it. I liked it, the fact that you guys were just like chilling, just hanging out. Just two ladies just hanging out talking, and then you had your videos and you talked about what you kind of the things that you liked or disliked or the things that happened. I kind of dug the vibe of the show, so I thought it was a very good first effort. I like that, just seeing ladies hang out and watching them watch podcasts from their point of view. I thought it was interesting.
My favorite part, and I'm like not just saying this because she's here, seriously, is like, I only know KB, like, I don't know if people realize this, is from chats and from this, so we're gonna get to know each other in front of you guys, and that to me is definitely going to be an interesting dynamic, because we'll see what, like, who knows where it could go. I'm planning road trips for us, and I have outfits picked out for us to wear May 13th. I don't know. I want to wear like matching, like, you know, like Rockettes or something.
That's cool. Now, I heard you talk about how you guys hooked up and became more friendly, or that was your first time meeting at DabbleCon, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. We met through the live chats, and she DM'd me. She's like, "Are you going to DabbleCon? Please, I need another lady there." And I was like, I don't know, maybe. And then I decided, like, last minute, all right, I'll go. And I'm glad I did. It was a fun time.
And go ahead.
Now, I was just going to ask real quickly, besides you two, did you see many other ladies there at DabbleCon?
Wives,
yeah.
Dragged there. They had a great time. They did. I like, you could tell they walked in with an attitude like, this is what we're doing today.
Yeah,
and
they're there for their spouse, not the show.
As soon as the show started, it was like just erupted in laughter. Everybody.
Yeah,
that has to be something, bringing a spouse along who really has no involvement or interest or understanding of this world, and you're bringing them to a live show and wanting them to come along with you and laugh at this. So that had to be fun to maybe trying to convert some of the spouses over. I've heard some people say that my wife didn't understand none of this, and she saw the show one time, and now we bought tickets for Uncle Rico Live, and she's going. So you two ladies are heading up to Uncle Rico Live the 13th?
Yes.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to go, but they announced Perry will be there. So I'm like, I gotta now.
And we definitely have to show up for Perry. I mean, he's not expecting just regular ladies. He wants the ladies. He's a real manly man.
Perry is a unique character, and seeing him live is going to be interesting and maybe a little scary, I think, because you don't know what's going to happen with that guy.
Yeah.
What? Erratic people? No, they don't frighten me.
But I see that there's people like coming from 20 or 21 states at this point coming to Pottstown, so you got to get your tickets.
Yeah. You think this one's going to be bigger than the first one?
Yes.
Yes. I do. I think it will be. Yeah.
I think the Perry thing is going to push it over the top, right?
Bring a whole new fan base over.
Have you seen the venue? It's huge. It looks beautiful.
I've saw some pictures on Google. I Googled Soul Joel's. Saw a couple pictures. I saw the outside dome that they built during COVID, I think. I remember Shuli talking about that. They were one of the first or few comedy clubs that were doing shows because they could do it outside under that dome. So I'm not sure how much is going to go under that dome or inside or a combination of both, but I know it's going to be fun no matter what.
Yeah, definitely is going to be enough space for all of us, I think.
I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how many other females will show up to this one, if there will be more.
Well, I wonder how many other females are out there like you guys that maybe like this show, but maybe they're a little too shy to go, boy, they're kind of crass, and I don't really want people to know that I like enjoy this kind of humor. Do you ladies have any issue with other people knowing that you guys are into like a edgy or crass humor?
Not at all. I don't care.
Yeah.
I try to be a lady. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't think many people know that I'm in this world. So please don't out me.
No.
Well, that's funny because you know what happens is I was kind of the same way too, in that I was kind of leery and unsure about getting into podcasting, and I didn't really want to tell people because I didn't really know what it was going to lead to. So I wasn't always like pushing it in everyone's face, like your friends and family. Like I really wasn't out there pushing it on Facebook. So have you had any family members or people come up to you or call you or text you and say, "Hey, are you doing podcasting? Like, what's going on?" Have either of you two had that yet?
Just one person that was following my channel before it was what it was, and they were subscribed, and they were like, "What's in Uncle Rick and Mami? You have something to do." So just explain.
So you said you had your family stuff on there before, so people were normally seeing all your family stuff, and all of a sudden you have this kind of edgy material on there.
I have been making videos since the day my child was born, and I've converted them all. So I have her baby videos on there. I mean, it was a project to make everything private. I never thought of making a separate channel ever.
Yeah.
So this is all again.
That's kind of a fun way to save your child's memories. I never thought about that. Like create a YouTube page and you can share it with your family.
And
really nice.
Everybody had the link and they followed me, and that's where I wasn't on social media. So that's where you were getting the updates.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Look, Jake Hudson said, Stuttering John just unblocked me on Twitter. Look, now, for those of you on Twitter, John has gone on like an unblocking spree over the weekend, apparently, but I don't think he unblocked Shuli yet, but there's certain ones. Do you guys have any? What's that?
He was unblocked. He announced it during BS.
Did he? He was unblocked. Okay. Yeah.
I thought he was talking about somebody else. Maybe it was John he was talking about.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
But at any rate, John's going around unblocking people. What do you guys think there's anything behind this?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
For sure.
I don't know what, but yeah.
Yeah, you never know what with John. I'm thinking that maybe he's only going to unblock everybody except the people he really hates, like Shuli and a handful. I don't know. That's just a theory. Not sure.
Last week, didn't we have a clip that something to do with Shuli saying that he maybe had communication with him recently?
Yeah, we did. We did that at the end of the show where they are having more communication because Shuli said this stuff's getting more to a fever pitch. It's getting out of hand, and it's not violent yet, but we're kind of getting there. And so there has been some conversation that he has talked to Stuttering John. But all right, well, I think let's catch up on some of these comments here if we have some comments, and then we'll roll that package.
Yeah.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Yes.
There you go.
Saying, shouting out Bobby Nick. What we got? Love you, my brother Scott. There we go. Let's see, we got all the man love going on in here. All right.
Man.
I think we got everything.
Oh, yeah.
Stephen Bull says, I think John is going to try another attempt at it, I think. And he is getting something up. Yeah, I don't know.
I wondered.
Something's
Just
up
knowing a
his
guy
sleeve.
that's done that much podcasting and the ego he has, I can't see where he's going to be able to keep himself off of air that long.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
He loves he loves the sound of his voice and he loves putting his opinion out there. So it's just a matter of time.
His opinion, you mean his facts.
His facts, yeah. I think he does, like, he regurgitates like CNN like bullet points. All his politics is all shit that you just hear kind of on the news constantly. It doesn't seem like it's any actual thought.
Copy and paste. Copy and paste.
Yeah, I realized that I might have been indoctrinated when I started hearing him say things that I like actually said in my real life. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. We're all saying these things. It's not normal. I had to get out of the sphere. Got rid of the cable news. I was like, no.
All right, ladies. Well, we're glad you're here with us today. We're going to roll Stormy's highlight package now. And we're going to watch these little highlights we have, and then we'll comment on them afterwards, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's do it. Here we go.
Hey, buddy, no problem. Just let me know.
BF, take me off camera. I gotta go put some oil in my eye. I'm not being fake.
Yeah, okay. Oil.
Hitler mustache.
Yes.
Robbie wants you to come as a guest. I'm coming. No, he doesn't want me to come out. He says he can't wait to find out if I can come or not. I'm not eating meat. I'm off meat again. I don't even need to eat at the wedding. If it's about your fucking Prime River Italian chicken, I'm not worried about it. I'll go to the corner store and get a fucking salad.
I am the tiger.
Fuck!
All right, so there you go. That's our first clip right there. So are you ladies familiar with the Rob Saul Show? Have you ever seen it before?
Just a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen 1 or 2 episodes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we Chris had the
really good.
Chris had the idea a couple weeks ago, Chris Abels, the co-host, to hijack the show while Rob was doing his BYB interview. So while he was literally doing his interview, we hijacked his show, went on air, and pushed it in Rob's face. And we had a good time with that, like freaking Rob out, like, why is my show on the air? And he ended up taking us off of the air, like, while he was sitting there doing his beat. Yeah. Yeah, he was quite pissed at us. So that's why that one is titled Rob Saul Show Returns. You can catch us every Wednesdays at 8:30. So we had a lot of fun kind of getting under Rob's skin. But Stormy, he didn't believe us, did he? We were trying to build up his hours and help his page. He didn't believe us, did he?
Nope, he didn't believe it. He thought you guys were just trying to take him down or something.
Yeah, I don't know. He just got pissy because, like he said, we had unauthorized use of his show. So that was a lot of fun doing that. So let's keep the package going. Talk about the next one.
Oh.
I brought up Shuli in front of Gino, and someone else is mad at someone else, and you guys have no fucking lives except to watch what other people do behind a fucking microphone as an act.
Yeah, but how
Who
about
cares?
you support your friend in all of this instead of being
It's a fucking act, Chris! I was the only one that picked him up from the hospital, you fucking cunt! Are you happy now? Did you want this? Is this as much excitement as you need for the fucking desk?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, dude, get a fucking life. By the way,
bro, I'm on my lunch break at work right now.
Jesus Christ. You guys, honestly, like, who gives a fuck who doesn't like other people? Who fucking cares? You're all over 40 and mentally ill. Hang up on him. Cut him loose, Adam. Cut him loose. Cut him loose. He called him Adam. fucking enough with this bullshit.
Well, don't fake being Gino's
Jesus
friend, then. Don't be a
Christ.
fake friend and defend him.
Oh, God, who gives a fuck, Chris? No one's going to listen anymore.
Don't
watch the show. Who gives a fuck?
Oh, shit.
How's that? How's that?
My abacus.
My cock.
Was that my abacus?
I mean, I like you as a Steve.
Oh my God. So I heard you say my advocates, KB, right?
Yeah.
I was watching live that day. I just happened to be watching it. Did you saw it that day or after the fact or?
I was watching, and I wanted to stand up and clap at everything he said. I was like, I agree with that. I'm so over all this shit. I don't care about who likes who and who, what show you go on or whatever. I'm kind to everybody. I don't care about all this shit.
Yeah,
So,
I know. I hear you. Go ahead, Kate.
Where can I
go
watch
ahead.
that?
Do what?
What's that?
Where can I watch that?
You can go to compoundmedia.com. That's the In Hot Water.
What's on there?
Yes, that's one of the shows. That's the In Hot Water show with Gino in the afternoon. And Kevin goes there on Whiskey Wednesday. He goes on there a lot. And anybody that watches it regularly, he's kind of the straight man to Gino's like crazy drunk guy, right? So he kind of sits there kind of, just not interested in everything. So I guess that caller was giving him shit for like kind of, acting like he's better than the room or not being interested. But to me, that's just always been the bit with them too. And to see him like
watch that, and whenever the only reason I knew about it was because Shuli had asked me about it and wanted me to help do something with the clip, and I didn't even know that happened. So whenever I'm trying to find it and I saw that, I'm like, oh my.
yeah, Kevin doesn't
Very
normally
out of
act like that.
character.
Uncle Rico Mami, I see you had something else to say. You might want to say about that? About
Oh,
Kevin?
really?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought you were looking like you had something to say. My bad.
I want to watch that.
I think she's in shock.
Yeah, like why am I missing this?
Yeah, it's on Compound Media. I think it's like $8.99 a month. You can get different deals, but it's on Monday through Thursday. They have a lot of other shows. Anthony Cumia comes on at 4:00 after that most afternoons. And the show before that called The Dump with Steve and Garrett. That's a fun show. And also, there's some fun stuff on there.
Yeah.
The whole network, like the Shuli Network, it's like a whole different network with Compound Media that has like Gino and all them on it. So it's got all kinds of shows on there.
But Kay, what about Rich Carucci sitting next to him? Did you notice how drunk he was that day?
He was hammered. I think he passed out, didn't he? They were like, hey, wake up. He was like this.
Look, after a while, all I could watch was Rich Carucci. Like, because I noticed he was like, he had the passed out face. I'm like, this man, you couldn't pay him to keep his eyes open right now.
Yeah.
He was just, and then he like disappeared off the screen. And then they were saying stories about they saw him in the men's room. And I don't know that if he did, but people were making piss your pants jokes and all. So
I heard that too. Yeah.
Did you? I don't want to out him without actually knowing or seeing him do it on camera, but they were saying, oh, Scott, you like that, huh? Did you see any of that, Scott?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, Rich was tore up from the floor up, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That man was messed up.
Crazy. Look away.
Look away, I'm hideous. Look, that's just look away. There you go. There you go. All right, there you go. See that? So you can catch that every day on Compound. That's the kind of stuff that goes on over there.
I don't usually add Compound Media clips on here very often, but I had to add that one.
Yeah, I noticed that. And it used to be fun, up to a couple of months ago, when Bob would go do Anthony Cumia's show or any of the shows, he would go in early enough to do The Dump in the afternoon, and he would literally stay through all the shows. He would do The Dump, then he would do In Hot Water with Gino, and then he would do the Cumia show. But ever since this riff happened, and Bob makes the joke now that the boss Gino doesn't want me up in Compound anymore, you don't get that fun vibe with the multiple shows anymore.
It's too bad. I used to love when he'd come in. Like Anthony Cumia show when he did Thursdays with Levy and Brennan was some of the funniest shit.
Yeah.
And I miss
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely.
Miss it.
And for them to say that they wouldn't bring no subscribers or any heat to Compound is just a lie to me. I signed up initially for the Levy Land when they did the Levy Land pilot. And yeah, every week they would bring it. And I think Stormy, if I'm not mistaken, you said that was the reason you joined Compound initially,
Yeah,
right?
that's the reason I joined was Kevin and Bob. But I'm scared to say it now because I might get outed. But I didn't realize I was still subscribed. Technically I am, but I'm not being charged.
A lot of people
don't
have that
tell
issue too. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. All right, so I'll give you one. Maybe I'll even you out because I had an issue signing in with mine a couple months ago, and it was acting like I didn't have a membership, and I think I had 2 memberships going. So I got you covered on that.
Yeah,
free
you
one.
got me.
Oh, there you go.
I literally had to go in there and cancel one of mine.
We can't hear Uncle Rick and Mommy. I can't. Can you?
Yeah, I didn't hear. I think she did say something. Maybe you.
Hello.
Hey, there
Okay.
you go. There you go.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, it's
I
okay.
said, I need a membership, so if you got barreling around.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right.
Next
Yeah, I think.
caller.
But there can be some fun stuff on there when Gino's not going too drunk and going off on COVID too much.
Yeah.
Let's see. What does Bono say? It's only acceptable to pee your pants if you're shit-faced drunk. Well, he was certainly shit-faced drunk that day.
We checked that box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only peed my pants once from fear.
Really?
Yes.
I think that's more excusable than drunk peeing on yourself, at least.
It was
Yeah.
literally scared to death, and it just whoop.
Wow.
Yep.
I peed
Well-
against the wind
In front of
once.
people.
Peed against the wind. Oh gosh.
Turn out.
You're not supposed to tug on Superman's cape or do that, Scott. Don't you know that? You're not supposed to piss in the wind.
Damn, I forgot all the rules.
Brennan, Levy, and Kumia is a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yes,
God! Yeah,
agreed.
those shows were. Yeah, them 3 would just sit around and just laugh and turn red in the face laughing. I mean, so much fun, and all got turned when Brennan started figuring out that I don't have to go up to Compound Media for $100. I can sit home on my ass and make a whole lot more, and that seems.
800.
Yeah.
Yes. That seems to be really when the tide turned and Kevin started really having a problem with Anthony paying him only $100 as if, as Anthony knew how much more he could make at home. I don't know. It was just, that's where it all kind of went wild to me.
I don't blame
Yeah.
him though. I'd stay home if I could make more money at home. I'd stay home, but that's just
Yeah.
me.
Same.
Yeah. Oh, that's basic math. I wouldn't go into any city, especially like Manhattan or into New York City for $100 where you're going to have to spend a good bit of it to travel back and forth and risk your life. Yeah. I
Especially if you
understand the
have to be
math that he's
around-
dealing with now.
Yeah, and especially if you have to be around people you really don't care for or want to be around, if that's the case with him and, Gino, Kevin and Gino, I wouldn't want to do that either. You don't want to be somewhere where somebody doesn't want you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Bobby Fran, where are you from? That you said New York risking your life. That was funny.
I'm from Maryland. I'm East Coast. I'm from Baltimore.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
East Coast.
just so you know, I don't feel like you'd be too risking your life to go into Manhattan right now.
Well, I just meant as a comparison compared to sitting home comfortably on your ass. It didn't have to be Manhattan, just risking your life going anywhere. But
well, Bob driving, we know that was his
Right.
big fear, the elderly abuse and everything.
yeah, I live here in Baltimore, so I feel that I'm conditioned. I can kind of survive pretty much in any city,
I hear that.
Ain't too much.
The wire.
Ain't too much going to. Yeah, ain't too much going to scare me in another city. So let's keep rolling with this package here and let's have fun with this. Let's go. Here we go. Getting into the Shuli Network. Will the Shuli Network have a show with only females
on here? Yeah.
So progressive.
Call it 3 cunts.
Call it 3 cunts.
Right after he's so progressive, we'll call it 3 cunts.
Well, with a K. One of them's German, so he said
It's just KKK and no one realizes it.
Yeah. No, I think.
Well,
I don't know. It'll be about finding bicycles. We'll call it bike hunts.
Can we do Jackie's bike hunt?
But I think you need some women in here. Like, I don't think we have any women. Do we have women? I don't even know. We have, what's her name on the sports show?
Mike Morse, his name.
What's her name?
We have Stormy, but we don't have a group of them. Stormy should be in with it. There should be 4 of them and call it, we'll change the name to 4 cunts.
Mike is a woman when he drives. So
Mike's a woman almost all the time.
I just had a thought.
All right, now let's talk about this one a little bit.
I just
So-
had something pop in my head real quick.
Go with it.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was us 3 and Mike Morse with like a wig and dressed like a woman?
He looks.
That would be funny because
Yeah.
he's already done that. You ladies got to reach out to him and do that to Bob because Bob would lose his shit. He would love that.
I might do that. You're right. And
I know we already know that Mike has the wig.
I think Mike Morse does owe me one, so let's try that, girls.
Yeah, I think it would be fun.
That would be hilarious. I'm down.
Okay, so Bob touched on it. They touched on it on the Kevin Dombrowski show last Friday about just women on the network and just a lack of women in podcasting in general. And that was part of the motivation to have you ladies on today to talk about all that. And you notice how, and this is, like I said, this is one of the things I respect about you ladies, because Bob throws the C word around pretty liberally. Now, me, I personally, I don't use it. I have to really be mad at a female to really say that. I don't use it as a funny line or a throw out line or anything like that. Tell me how you feel when, we know it's Bob, but how do you feel when you hear that word, and what are your take on that?
Oh, I think the C word is great. It is reserved for specific people, and trust me, when it's time to use it, man, I could sling it out. So this fucking don't even. No, seriously. I like the word. It really can. It's the one word that can really sum up the type of person you're talking about.
Next to the F word, right?
All right, I don't find any offense to it. I use it probably just as much as all those guys do, you know?
Yeah.
Doesn't bother me none.
Yeah, man,
I don't, it doesn't bother me at all, but I can say I don't use it unless I'm mad. I don't, but I don't use it. I mean, I could see myself using it to be funny, but I don't really. But it doesn't offend me.
I just picture women with lesser sensibilities watching this and just being horrified by it. So the fact that you ladies can kind of take it on the chin and kind of roll with it too, like I said, once again, it just tells me that I would have fun hanging out with you ladies because you have like a funny character about you. You know, you can take.
You just told us we can take it on the chin, girls, and you're just gonna sit there like that.
How dare you?
What kind of women's show is this?
I'm offended.
I didn't mean literally taking on the chin.
No, I don't make it there anyway.
All right.
That's funny.
Yeah, so I know my sister, she watches these shows. She's usually in the chat. I know she's not a big fan of that C word either. So I know that it can hit different people in a different way. But I think when you're in this universe, you kind of know that they're using it with, they're using it with humor behind it, and they're not being hateful with it. I think
in day-to-day life, it's mostly used when people are angry and trying to call somebody something out of anger. So that might be where she gets that, offense kind of, captured around that word. But in this world, and like, I just don't find it.
It's a compliment.
Yeah.
If we had to throw the 3 cunts with a K,
I love that.
Yeah, I like it because you guys were in our chat last week, and KB just threw out there, hey, about the broadcast, and you were like, I was only kind of kidding, but it is kind of a good idea, and that's why I said you guys should jump on it. So I was happy to see that you jumped on it, and Saturday you did your first shows. That was really cool.
That's what I said. They don't waste time. That was quick.
No, we've been talking about this since Rochester. It's just we were waiting on some men who were like, we'll produce it for you. We can help you produce it.
Don't wait on that.
And like, like everybody's busy. I get it. Like, so since I am most reasonably, I have the most time, I said, let me take it upon myself to learn how to use StreamYard. It can't be that hard. I see these guys using it. Not you guys, but those.
No, I laughed because I had the same thought when I was thinking about getting into podcasting. I had certain ones that I identified too, and I'm like, well, if that person can do it, then I can do it too. So
yeah, and don't be scared to reach out if you have questions that we can help you with, and if we can't, we can at least attempt to try, or like graphics wise or anything. I don't mind helping you, even showing you what I use or trying to teach you how to do it. It doesn't bother me.
Excellent.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate it. We need all the help we can get.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Which you've been doing some clip work and some, videos and stuff.
I don't know how to do.
Yeah, I like doing that though. That's fun for me. I can watch the same clip 10 times and laugh every time like it's the first time I saw it. Bob say, and nobody fucking knows. Nobody knows. Shut the fucking dog up is barking.
Yeah.
Funny. I see that Bob Levy Quotes has now on Twitter changed their name to Bob Levy Quotes / Perry Caravello Quotes.
Yeah, I saw that.
Big jump, way big.
Yeah.
Right. I thought just doing Bob Levy Quotes was hard enough of a full-time job.
Yeah, for real.
That's what I said. I think it's our boy
much to
Austin
choose
checking
from.
in. He does a little bit of that. Shout out Austin. He has to do some note taking for the shows, and he talks about how much a challenge it is. Try to figure out what Bob said on what show on what day. Let's see.
That's my nightmare. I'm like, I know he said this. Where was it?
Yeah. I either try to jot down
Just me.
timestamps if I have to with clips,
That's
or
what I'm doing.
immediately I try to clip it and then I send it to myself on like a message system. That way I
Smart.
have it and I can go back later. But yeah.
See, I'm learning all these tricks, Kay. Don't worry.
Yeah. We'll get
My
it.
daughter came home. She wants me to cook for her today. I'm so excited. I love
That's
that.
cool. No, the answer to this is not Caitlin, Brett. Brent Hatley. It was Brent Hatley, not Caitlin. I swung with Brent. Let's see. Austin says, love you, ladies. And these two schmucks on the bottom. How you doing, Austin, over there? That's right. We're schmucking it up down here. We got the ladies up top. You got your ladies section. You got your schmuck section. We got it all out for you. All right. Let's keep rolling with the video package.
Let's see.
And let's see what we got here. Hope you're having a good time watching Coffee and Pods, episode 12. Here we go.
Corey rules now. This is fucking funny.
That guy was like a serious loan officer. Wow. What did he do? Actually, you know, maybe we're watching these
Look
backwards.
at that giant
this guy
head.
got promoted. He worked.
You see this scrimp?
I love the cat.
He just pet his cat because he knows we were petting the cat. Who's that little cat? Who's that good cat? Who's a good cat? Who's a good little kitty cat? Who's a good cat? We're a good cat.
So they could just kind of.
Dude, that looks like a friend of mine, Richard Reese, who was at Omaha.
Ricky Reese.
Yeah.
Listen to this line in the song. This is fucking. This whole thing is.
All right, so before we move on to the next thing, Stormy, I think messaged me last Monday? I have a hard time keeping up what dates.
Yeah.
And there was a snipe stream going on where Patrick from No One Loves Onions was sniping the Steel Toe stream and messing with Corey. Talk about that a little bit, Stormy, because you knew a lot more about this when it started.
So I was about to click off of it Monday because they stream for so long, and I don't know how everybody else feels, but I can only handle so much of the Chad and all that stuff with the Steel Toe and NLO at this point, because it just seems like it's everything being hashed out over and over again, the same thing. But then it caught my eye because
Hype train.
Yeah, the hype train. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's new too, but it caught my eye because I seen he was interacting with Corey, who is Steel Toe's co-host, or was. I don't know if he still is, but I guess somehow the interaction started where he was communicating with Corey on screen and told him that he would give him half of the super chats that NLO received if he would cooperate with the bit and do like you saw with the cat, you know, pet the cat behind you, or make a comment, or fit in this word in this context, or whatever it was. And it was good fun, but I really think Aaron was offended. I think it bothered him because of his reaction, and then you'll see later in these clips his response to all of it. But I thought it was good fun. It wasn't like anybody was hurting anybody or blacking eyes or doing anything crazy.
Yeah, they were just doing a snipe stream. So yeah, Patrick was watching Steel Toe and messing with Corey and having him do all those crazy things. And you would see Corey tug at his hat or turn it or do certain things. And Patrick would go, I made him do that. I made him do that. And then what was it? 3 hours in, finally Steel Toe picks up. I see you. Did you see a little bit of it, Uncle Rick and Mammy?
I watched I was watching Cardiff watching it. So yeah.
That happened later. Then Cardiff was watching Patrick watching Steel Toe, and I had to know at one point. I'm like, what the hell are we doing? I don't even know what I'm watching anymore.
Yeah, that gets confusing when you have. It's okay, like when somebody's watching a clip or something, but when you're watching a live within somebody else watching a live, I'm like,
yeah,
I can't.
Gets
follow.
to Inception like. What about you, KB? Did you see any of that?
I didn't watch it, but I heard about it. So interesting.
You can't help but hear about it. But that Patrick, I hear he does like 6 hours at a time messing with steel toe and all, and he's got Corey. And now, Stormy, you said something last night about Corey and Aaron, their communication.
Yeah, I think it's lacking. I'm not sure that Aaron and Corey are really communicating at this point based on what I saw last night on Steel Toe. It's interesting because I don't think that it could just be Corey sick or something. I don't know. But I don't think that it would be that hard to return a message like a
That
text.
would be such a shame because all they talk about is fun, and that's the first time I've ever had fun watching that show.
Me too.
Hands
Like,
down.
and they've had some interesting moments and like where you could be entertained, but that was like fun.
It
That
was.
fun.
It
And
really was. And
I feel like Corey was shamed maybe and made to feel bad, and I don't think that's fair.
No.
Yeah.
So Aaron picked up on it, and you could almost see he was kind of seething. He was trying to act like it didn't bother him, but you could tell it was kind of bothering him. He was saying about Corey doing the stream or making, and he was saying, "Well, I'm the mastermind because I helped Corey get this money or something."
Puppet master.
Puppet master, right?
No, because NLO was the one that came in. If anybody is a puppet master, I would think it would be him because he's literally controlling your co-host.
Yeah.
And
so he offered.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Mom.
So while I'm watching NLO, I see in the comments Sword and Scale, which was one of my favorite podcasts. So I'm like, is this the real Sword and Scale? And then I get and I go on the page. It's the real one. So I'm like, this is nuts. So that's when I knew that they were going to get to the bottom of it. So Chad better be keeping this story straight, because if that guy was helping helping Patrick, that's it. This guy has access to everybody. He knows everybody. He does all crime stories for like a decade.
I wasn't familiar with him, so I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I was like, that's it. Him and Patrick probably know each other, and that's the loop. I'm telling you.
At one point that morning, Patrick was claiming that he was making more in his super chats than Steel Toe was. He was keeping up at the time, and he said, "I'm making more, and I'm going to split it with Corey."
Yeah,
and so I think that was starting to make.
He was making quite a bit with super chats for a little while. I don't know. I didn't tally it or count it, but he was doing well.
So I was watching afterwards, and I threw in a little comment to kind of make Aaron think about a little something. I'll play that for you right now.
Yeah.
Like see it? Here we go.
Right there in the chat. Let's do this and do an extra half hour and keep Steel Toe fully supported. Keep us operating, keeping us going every time we knock out the goal. Bobby Fran says Corey should donate what he made towards the goal. Well, I mean, look, that's a very interesting proposition, but nobody can make that decision.
I didn't get anything yet.
Yeah, well, I bet you you'll get it. I bet you. I think.
So there you go, right there. I was kind of adding a little fuel to the fire and everything because I was getting in Aaron's head about, hey, Corey's making some money off of this, and maybe he should give you some.
I'm surprised he thought about it. Like, I don't feel like, I just don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think that he reacted the way that he probably should have. But
I'm not familiar with this.
Go ahead.
So I'm not familiar with this NLO guy. He just kind of came out of nowhere. Does anybody know anything about him?
He sure did. Now, I understand that he's been podcasting for many years, but I'm with you, KB, and that a lot of these guys just come out of the woodwork on me in the last 3 months too. So
he's from Vegas. Well, he's not from Vegas, but he lives in Vegas now, and he does deep dives on like local comedians, and he used to do stand-up, and I've learned all this since he come into this world, He used to do stand-up, and I kind of did a bit of a dive on him, just his content that he's put out, and he does do what he says. He deep dives on comedians and stuff, and he actually has his own website where he has something called Overdose. It's like a membership where he puts out all his content on these deep dives he does on people. So this isn't actually his show. This is just something he's dove into now because him and Chad, I guess, had a bit of a history, and he knows Ray DeVito. And so he's heard all this stuff through the grapevine, as we did once, many moons ago, and then he decided to get involved. But I'm not sure what initially made him go at Steel Toe as hard as he has, but I think it's because Steel Toe made a comment about him initially. So that's what I've gathered. But if somebody else knows different, I mean, it could
I'd
be.
like to. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, but he has such passion. I don't know that I have that much passion about anything as the Patrick head does about this Steel Toe. He gets all hype and gets his blood pressure up, and
yeah, he stays
6-hour stream on one person.
Yeah.
That's dedication.
But
It is.
freaking funny. It's so funny to me.
And then he says, "We're not obsessed," and it's like,
I know.
Well, that's what Stormy and I started noticing with Steel Toe. He's a fine broadcaster, but he started contradicting himself and saying, we're a fun show. We do fun. We don't shit on people. We do fun. And then we got these other clips where he's talking about owning Chad for so many years and owning this one.
There's a whole playlist with Chad content. So you do shit on people. So don't say you don't if you do.
Yeah,
But
he says, I don't want to get involved, but then gets involved, which
he
is
loves to get involved. He loves to get involved. You can tell.
Yeah, and that's what we're saying. He likes getting involved, but when it comes down to it, he wasn't really invested in like DabbleCon. He acted like he wanted to go to DabbleCon. I think he saw the heat and the fun that was being generated from it, and they wanted the little rub. But when it come down to it, I never believed that they wanted to go to DabbleCon.
Or he embarrassed himself when he tried to rip his shirt off and it wouldn't come off.
Oh my God.
I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
I've never seen that clip. I've just seen the picture and I don't want to see the clip. That's what
I can't find it. I've looked just because I wanted that moment to look at again. I thought it was so funny, but now I can't find it.
And
yeah,
I
that was
go on
like
the record. April is beautiful. I don't care what anybody
She is.
says. Like,
She
why are
is.
people going after her looks? She's there's that's
But
like,
you-
come up with
you
something
know
like
that.
that.
Yeah, as a
Yeah,
female,
you're right,
that's what
KB.
people go at first is your looks because
Yep.
that's what they feel like you
Talking
value
about Mega
most.
Brain.
Yeah,
Great.
yeah, mega mind or whatever they call her. But at the same
Mega
time, we all have
mind.
flaws. I've said that before in my chats. It is what it is.
Right.
Even if she has a big forehead, I mean, some people have big noses. Some people have. I have really thin eyebrows. You know, people can make fun of that. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But it's funny, just putting her just putting herself on screen, she opens herself up to that kind of stuff. And then now you have all these arguments and things going on, and now people are just like cranking it up to another level. But it does seem like sometimes she is sitting there seething, like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker when we get off the air.
Yeah.
She goes at people too. That's the thing. That's where I kind of lack a little bit of that sympathy because if you go at people, you're gonna get it back.
Yeah.
Say stuff about people and the way they look. It's gonna come back.
Okay.
To you. So
So I'm not familiar enough with the show, but that explains a lot.
yeah, 'cause she is beautiful. I don't think she's ugly or anything like that, but you get what you
It's the
put on
easiest
something,
people.
then
People are going to go
people
for
are
you,
gonna
like
come
you said, the
back at
weakness because they're going to go for the easiest thing.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right.
Mhm.
Let's go on. Let's keep we got a little more on the package going. This next clip we have, it says Kevin Brennan calls in during the show on NLO. No One Loves Onions. So let's check this out. This is Kevin Brennan calling in to Patrick
Yeah.
Melton on
This
NLO.
is when I tuned in initially too, so it caught me off guard.
Check it out. Oop, let's go full screen.
Friends with Kevin Brennan. This is going to be like a friendship now. Hello.
Yeah, just nobody likes Onion.
Yeah, yeah.
Why didn't you think it was me? Who else would? Somebody would be a fake Kevin Brennan and give you money?
I don't even think this is still Kevin Brennan. Isn't your username?
It is. What kind of a game am I playing?
Yeah, that's not Kevin
I'm
Brennan.
I want to take credit for Kevin Brennan as a fake Kevin Brennan.
Is this
That's Chad Summock territory?
Is this B Dabbler? I think this is B Dabbler pretending to be.
Why? What would I gain by pretending to be somebody I'm not? I want credit for my super chat.
Somebody's saying this is deep fake Kevin Brennan. Definitely Kevin. People can't make up their mind.
It's
Definitely.
me. It's me. I just asked Chad for the fucking number. Ask Chad if I send him an email asking for your fucking number. I'm watching the fucking show. This is my morning fucking Kathy Lee and Regis.
Look, I just don't. I'm afraid.
I'm amazed you can dedicate this much time to watching the other show. And just, I mean, I'm amazed. It's hilarious, really, to me, to watch another show and just talk over it. But the genius really is. I just had to give you credit. The genius really is to split the Super Chat money with Corey Adams. The genius really is. I just had to give you credit. The genius really is to split the Super Chat money with Corey Adams. So now he's like, wait, who am I working for?
He knows. Extra half hour and keep Steel Toe fully supported. Keep us operating, keeping us going every time we knock out the goal. Bobby Fran says Corey should donate what he made towards the goal. Well, I mean, look, that's a very interesting proposition, but nobody can make that decision.
I didn't get anything yet.
Yeah, well, I bet you you'll get it. I bet you. I think you'll get paid. I believe so. 155 away. Let's see if we can go with Corey.
So is Patrick reporting that he sent Corey the money yet, Stormy?
I haven't actually heard that. I'm curious, but it might be on that MLC he was on afterwards, but I don't recall.
Because I can see Patrick doing it just to complete the bit. I can see him do it in a very public manner just to rub in the fact that he sent him money.
Yeah,
I'm out of the loop a tiny bit. You know who else is out of the loop? You and I.
Yeah.
I have
big time.
No idea what the fuck is going on. So here's where I left it. Corey pulled kind of a save your own ass move on Wednesday. Either that or he was. I don't think he was working with the Melton behind the scenes. I don't think that was happening. I think Corey doesn't know how this game works.
Oh, God.
We had a system that was just crushing. It was doing really well. And Corey betrayed that system without telling us he was going. He worked against the show for himself. In wrestling, they call it, he went into business
he wasn't
for
upset
himself.
about
He
this.
wasn't being part of a show. He was doing his own show. Whiskey Pete used to do this a lot.
He's watching another show
Yeah.
while supposed to be on this one.
Which is not going to be allowed from now on.
No.
And who was it, Triple N or, no, Sage.
Sage, I think.
He yelled at Sage. Sage was right. Corey was wrong. Sage was right to tell me, hey, by the way, your co-host isn't focusing on the show. He's, rattling his own can over on another show, like doing his own little side performance.
Sure.
And I'm like, well, that would explain why he's kind of like shoehorning shit in there. And he's really awkward today and not as good because of that. So he sacrificed his own performance and sacrificed the quality of the show to do that. So I wrote to him throughout the day. I'm like, hey, can't have that. You got to focus on the show. Call April and I. We want to make sure we're all on the same page.
Basically, come tell us what happened because we're confused.
So we were texting back and forth until I said, call April and I and Johnny. I think Johnny wanted Johnny to be on the call too, so we could all be on the same page.
As a team.
Radio silence since then.
Yep.
Next day, he goes on MLC. Now, from what I've heard about the MLC thing, I'm not going to make a judgment on it because I'm not going to listen to that show. It's remarkably boring. But apparently he did shit on Chad. He did say things like, Steel Toe's going to be around for a long time. Aaron's not going to fail. Aaron's going to be around for a long time, so on and so forth. Went on there. I don't really have any opinion, good or bad, right or wrong, on the MLC thing. They're contractors. Once people are done here, they can go do whatever the fuck they want.
That's one thing.
But I did tell him, again, I think on Friday, I said, hey, give me a call. I want to make sure we got this straightened out before Wednesday. I'm not going to put you back on and be made to look like a dipshit again.
So the puppet master, who acted like he had no problem with this, apparently there's been a lot of communication about this and the money.
Again.
What's that, Stormy?
Contradicting himself again. Either you're okay with it or you aren't. And
Right.
it was fun. He's the only one that had a problem with it. If it messed up his show, I get it. You can address it and let it be known to Corey. But Corey was having fun. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's
and now it's
taking it way
turned
too
into
seriously.
What's that, Kay?
He's taking it way too seriously. Like it was just a gag. Relax, man.
And that's what we're talking about, the fakeness. He puts up the shield at the time, like, I'm good with this, I'm good with everything. But then seems like when you get off air, it's like when April really expresses herself and when you get these calls and these private things. And it might be more interesting if this stuff kind of played out on air, right, Stormy?
That's the good-natured kind of fun, too. That's like, nobody was hurt. Nobody was doing anything, and they were in on it together. It's not like they were doing anything awful.
That's the point of when he says fun. That's the fun. That's really the fun. Like nobody's getting punched in the face. Yeah, somebody's entertaining people. It's not on your channel, but you could sure play that on your channel the next day for the people who weren't watching Onions and be like, look what this dipshit did, and laugh about it.
Right.
Yeah, be like, oh, you got me, man. Good one. Move on.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to have that mechanism in him, KB, about okay, I get it. Somebody got me. He can never be gotten. He always has to be the alpha and on top of everything.
Puppet master.
Right.
And what's the difference in that kind of fun and the kind of things that I've witnessed where he actually has his chatters and his chat go into like other people's chats, and some of those people do say mean things, but go over there and say stuff about steel toe. I mean, that's the same. It's not really hurting anybody, but it's still kind of the same concept, interfering in another show.
Right.
He's mad about interfering in his show. Well, that interferes in somebody else's.
I take offense to him saying that Brennan is like the most boring show. I think he needs to redact that statement.
He got a lot of fans from his appearance on that show, I feel like, but that's just my opinion. I don't know that for a fact.
Right. And to me, when somebody says, I hate that show or I'm not watching it or that's not worth it, that tells me once again with the way he's proved himself that he is thinking just the exact opposite. And he probably watches MLC and obsesses over it. And he is in tune with what Kevin is saying. But it's very childish. Like, I don't like that. I don't watch that. I don't listen to that shit. It's like, when we know it's full of shit, I like Bobby Nick. He's a steel toe guy, but even he says it was a fun show. Aaron is totally off the mark here. Thank you, Bobby Nick.
Agreed.
And it's okay to have different opinions and everything, but I think overall, I'm going to go as far to say 90 to 95% of the fans that were viewing it thought it was fun, just fun. Like it wasn't, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, because when I picked up on it, I was looking to see what things that Patrick was paying Corey to do, And it wasn't like he was telling him to shit on the show. He was like saying, "Hey, talk on your if you can hear me, do this or do that kind of thing."
Yeah, blink twice or pet your cat or something like that. It wasn't anything bad that I.
So the puppet master couldn't stand it. He wasn't the actual puppet master, and apparently has had multiple days of communication with Corey. Corey's given him radio silence, and I know Stormy told me last night that she didn't think that she was that they were talking right now. By the way, Mami and KB are doing a great job. Yes, they are. That's right. Thanks, Moss. Moss is a good friend.
This seems natural to you guys. It seems like you're going to go far with this. It's good.
Yes,
You're
they are.
with us,
Thank you.
Stormy. We're dragging you to the broadcasting network.
Okay.
Ask the what a pillow fart is. Scott blew my mind with that. Scott, what are you talking about pillow farts with him for?
What gives people pink eye?
What is a pillow fart?
Yeah, I got pink eye like that one time. I'm just joking. I didn't.
I laughed because I thought it was a joke. I was hoping it was a joke, KB. I know that's one of.
What's a pillow fart?
It's where you fart on a pillow.
That's what, I don't know, but I know. I think Scott has made a lot of jokes about that. I think he said something. He's got pink eye, or somebody farted in his eye one time. Stevie probably remembers it.
Something I just remember.
Okay, sorry.
All right, we'll have a little more of this steel toe to roll, but I just wanted to stop and talk about some of that stuff in there. And but I take note to Aaron's. Ever since all of this stuff has gone down with Bob, and see, I really don't have a problem with this. Like I said, I don't have a lot of passion like Patrick Melton about this. I watch and observe, and I have an opinion. But my opinion changed drastically with Aaron when he did the empty threat to Bob Levy.
Yeah.
When he threatened the blowback, that's when I turned the corner on steel toe.
That and recently, I think I sent you a clip of it, but I didn't put it in here. He was saying that Bob needs to apologize to him.
Yes. I saw that shit. So, yes, this asshole was going on air acting like when Chad told the truth that this somehow vindicated him or relieved him of every lie or any wrong that he did in the past. Act like he was, well, since my hands are clean of this, then Bob Levy should apologize to me because I threatened the blowback. Like, what kind of fucking sense does that make? I just don't. I don't
the
get
audacity.
Yeah, right. The arrogance and the audacity. Now, I didn't appreciate because I did from the get. I thought it was a veiled threat from a weak man when he was getting too much heat from Chad and MLC. They were cranking it up too hard. And so all of a sudden, you got Bob, there's going to be some blowback and I need to protect the guy that's been in the business longer than me. And it was just arrogant. It was unnecessary. And it was a veiled threat. I mean, you're not going to tell me any different. He thought he was like strong arming him. Like, I'm the new broadcaster. Let me protect the feeble old man kind of thing. And Bob didn't need his protection.
What helps me kind of like wrap my mind around it and know that I'm not the only one is I see their fans, even in our chat today, agreeing with what we're saying.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Hey there, fans.
Let's see. We got Bobby Nick says from the BYB podcast says, if you three ladies pick up Gina Bobina, then you got 4 powerful women in one show. Simcast.
I love Gina. I love Gina. She is insane.
Gina is wild. I was making that video. I said, send me a clip of you getting excited for Bob's pool party. 30 seconds later, clip, screaming. And I was like, this girl's amazing.
She's wild, man.
Funny.
That's cool. Let's see.
Oh, man.
Delusional.
There's one of the people that I think used to be a
Little
Stilto
hotbox
fan,
in
if
his
I'm
throat.
not mistaken.
Right there.
Yep.
And if
Yep,
he agrees with us, I'm not saying he's not a fan anymore, but it just makes me wonder if our points are not.
Yeah, I think you can still be a fan of Aaron and Steel Toe and whoever you want to be, but we just talk about the things that we observe out of these people. You know, I mean, everybody has flaws and pluses and minuses about their personality and shows, so you can like who you like, but I just like talking about it and seeing if other people kind of are taking it in the same way, because like we talked about earlier, you watch with one set of eyes and ears, and I might watch and observe other things, so it's nice comparing notes.
Yep. And Aaron's a good broadcaster. I've never denied that. He is.
Mm-hmm.
He's good at being, out there and entertaining.
But be consistent. Don't act like you're a puppet master and then come on and act like you're a chump who had to call the guy out all weekend. Yeah. You know, what is it? Is it one or the other? My Lost Interest says, I got put in timeout in Steel Toe's chat when NLO was simulcasting the show. His mods were very heavy-handed. Thank you, Lost.
Ah, boy.
That's not cool.
Well, I noticed that I put...
Like he can take it, but he can dish it, but not take it. You know, we all know someone like that. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's right. Yep. Aaron lost a few of his mods lately. Yes. And one of the mods was on the show on BYB with you guys the other night, right?
Lemmy.
Lemmy?
Yeah. And you shouldn't be put in a situation like she was, I don't feel like, to be like defender of Steel Toe. I don't think that's fair.
I think she had enough. She was like, I'm out. I can't do it anymore. Rightfully so.
Why couldn't he speak and defend for himself? If he's pulling the curtain down and done with all of it, then be done with it. Stop mentioning people.
Exactly.
Not fair.
Bob overreacted. He was threatened.
I think it's up to interpretation of what that text meant. Maybe some people's opinion is that, but I think everybody interprets things differently. And I think that Bob maybe interpreted it the way it wasn't supposed to be interpreted, but I don't think that's his fault. I mean,
I can't say that.
I interpreted it the same way Bob did.
Okay. Well, because, he has Minnesota sensibilities and his all shucks kind of nature and all about him. But all shucks. But when you get a seasoned guy like Bob on the East Coast, and I do think there was a veiled threat in there now. And the best proof of that it being a veiled threat is that where's the blowback?
Yeah, that's the thing that makes me question that whole thing. Like, what blowback was he talking about, and what sports
there was no blowback ever to come. It was a veiled threat that he was kind of hoping would trickle back to the MLC guys, if you asked me. And I don't like, even since then, where he's, like you said, in the part where he said Bob has to come apologize to me, and he's talking about clips of Bob talking and saying old man and just knocking him down again. So once again, it's just the lack of respect. It just goes along with that. Let me see.
I think that's what it boils down mostly to me, is the respect factor. Like, maybe Aaron's intent was to look out for Bob, but there's a better way to go about it. And maybe he learned his lesson. But if you continue to disrespect him and talk shit about him, then it only leaves me to think one way, really.
I don't think that Aaron truly respects Bob. I think Aaron acknowledges Bob for his place in broadcasting and podcasting because of Howard Stern. But I think he's just happy to get the rub off of anybody. But I don't actually think. I think he looks at him as an old man, an old has been. And right now, Bob has got arguably as much or more heat than Steel Toe has right now.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
I like that.
Bad What is this?
BYB.
Greasy tamales. It's gritty rock and roll. What the fuck are you talking about, Steven?
Is that a compliment or not?
Cam for a second. I have to charge my phone. Okay.
Okay, we'll be here. Come on back. Only last. Let's see. Aaron's arrogance bit him in the arse with the whole Levy text. Yeah, I kind of agree too, because I think he was trying to do the old, hey, I'm a Minnesota amateur tough guy, Bob, and I got to protect the old feeble old man who used to be an old, podcaster, because I got the juice now. I'll look out for you kind of thing. That's the way I took it.
Yeah, and like I said, other people are going to take it differently, and that's fine. And you can have your opinions, and I'm totally okay with anybody who wants to disagree with me and acknowledging that they have a different opinion, but I still see it my way.
Yeah,
they all shit about each other. Tim Downs says, "Yes, they all do shit about each." It's
but
a shit about.
I don't ever hear Bob go out of his way to say many negative things about Steel Toe even till this day.
No, normally you have to draw Bob out. Bob is not going to be the first one to get on the air one day and go, "Hey, I'm going to shit on person A or B." Bob will normally defend himself after the fact.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right.
Take it back.
Well, we're glad that you ladies are hanging out with us today. We have a couple more minutes left in this video. We hope you're enjoying yourselves today. We love having you. I love all the conversation and all. It's great getting to see you and know you and talk to you on cam. This will be even better. I hope to meet you all guys up in Pottstown too. So let's roll a little bit more of this.
It'll be so fun.
That will be. We're going to get lots of pics and have a lot of fun. All right. Let's see. Let's roll a little more of this Steel Toe video. He's always got plenty to say.
Mm-hmm. What an awful show that would be.
Right. It would
have that out unprofessionally on the air.
Once I found out about it, I'll tell you this. I didn't enjoy the show. It wasn't good.
No, of course not.
But
nobody would.
So, and I don't blame Meltdown for doing it. I mean, he wanted to fuck with us. That he found a mark. He took down
somebody from the BYB podcast just became a member. We got him. Give me your $1. Give me a 99. I'm gonna own you all through time. I'm gonna show you the worst show. Sing it with me. It's all you know. You don't need to have any kind of talent. Just yell into a mic and then you'll be about it. Just flaunt it, wiggle if you can. Shake your little butt and grab an oil can. Rub some oil deep in your eye. Rub it on your back and your elbows and your thighs. And grab your partner by the hips.
Oh shit! I guess that's how he can do 6 hours at a time there, KB, right?
Yeah, geez. I wasn't a fan of that guy at first, but he's kind of growing on me. That was funny.
Isn't it funny how these people? It was a good freestyle. How these people can just pop out of nowhere and get all this heat. It's like I'm kind of half curious and jealous. I wonder how they do it because here we're toiling around week at week, and these guys show up, and you just hit the right topic at the right time, and you can just skyrocket. And he's definitely one of those guys.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, I got you, Bobby Frank. Ready?
What we got?
On Coffee and Pods with you, and this is what I'm gonna do. If you don't like it, come kiss my shoe. No, I don't know what
there you go.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh shit, Kate. There you go.
I'll think of something for you. Just
Uncle Rick and Mami with the freestyle. Let's see that let's introduce us to the doggy friend now.
Set your fucking dog up. It's Princeton. He can't stand when I'm doing this. He's used to mommy 100%.
Yeah.
So.
They always, your family and your animals, they kind of know when you're kind of happy and concentrating on something else, and they kind of want extra attention at those times, don't they?
1,000% waiting for me. When I went to plug in the thing, he was like, ran into me. I was like, all right.
That's funny.
I had a feeling Bobby Nick said that was him who subscribed to the NLO. I had a feeling that was him. That's why I clipped that and made sure I put it in there. I had a feeling.
Okay, sure. Got him.
That was the got him, Bobby Nick. Okay, that's cool. There we go. Stephen Bull says worst rap ever. I think he was talking about the other one. I don't think you're talking about you. You're talking about Melton.
For sure, it was bad.
Melton kept rapping. That's just a piece of it. He was going for a good 3-4 minutes.
Melton is lame, but he got one over on Aaron with the Corey thing. That was pretty creative.
Yeah,
he did.
That was good fun. I still stick to that, no matter anybody else's opinion. I don't think that was bad.
And that's what we were just trying to have when we hijacked the Rob Saul show that night. And that's what I told Rob. I said, we're trying to have good fun.
Yeah.
Everybody does the podcast war thing. We were trying to just do something a little different.
Yep. And see, Rob didn't agree, and I don't know if he does today, but he didn't then. And so it just shows you difference of opinion, and being that person who's supposed to be controlling a show, people can have different opinions. But I think that was good fun too. That's what made me think of it.
My Lost Interest says, I don't really care for NLL shows, but he's really entertaining.
He is. He is. If you see some of the stuff that he does that isn't steel toe related, those are good. Those to me are really good too. But
I'm gonna check it out.
I can't say, being new to him, that I ever saw him do anything other than this topic. So I will be curious with a lot of these podcasters that are living off of this heat right now. Once Chad goes away and this story goes away, what's the next thing that they're going to talk? Now, there's always a next thing in the world, in life, and in podcasting, but I'm just wondering what that's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's
these guys are counting on their super chats to make money and all, but they need this wrestling heat all the time. What is with the farting and the pillow with everything today, you guys? We got like a whole theme in the chat with farts and pillows, and
I think they're insinuating Chad just has a horrible pink eye.
Yeah.
Okay. They're insinuating.
Oh, okay. I get it now.
Got it. I know how it works.
Says, great, now my dog is looking around for Uncle Rick and Mammy's dog.
Aww.
Sorry.
Shut the fuck.
So funny.
All right. Very good. All right. Well, I've got a couple. We're going to finish up this clip package and bring this train into the station. We're glad you're all here with us today. It's exciting having guests on Coffee and Pods. We've had our friend Bobby Nick, certain people visit a couple times, but join. This is our first time having the ladies on Coffee and Pods. So let's continue with this package, and we will pull this train into the station. Here we go. We got a peek of the Instagram message without the photo.
Yeah, this is Chad's.
All right, so here you go, right here. I paused it real quick. And
it
for
says
those of you,
11:45 a.m. above the message.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I saw. I don't know if you can see without your.
I can. I don't know if you wanted to read it or if you want me to read it.
Oh, you can go ahead. I just didn't know if you could see it.
It says, I have it on big screen. It says, we're right outside your house. Don't mess around. Mm-hmm. And then it says, accept the message request. It's right there. Someone that called themselves Tommy Funtime 15. Yep. So Stormy managed to freeze it right at the exact spot where you could see. So this was the message, the alleged message that came before the punch, the Instagram "we're outside your house" message. It says 11:43. I don't really see a date on it. 11:43 a.m. But they do the show. When did they do the show, everybody?
It was after 4.
Yep.
There you go. You don't even have to be a rocket scientist or a genius.
Yeah.
To figure out.
Nice.
So this was a whole. You could tell it just whole. Yes, he got this message in the past at some time, but he was like he had an aha moment. Oh, message plus punch equals sympathy equals more patrons. That's my theory on that. So
okay, hold on a second. I just got a text.
What you got?
I gotta go. Like seriously, I just
Someone
got a
outside
text.
your door?
I don't know. Somebody just took a picture of my house, and no, seriously, no.
You better be fucking with us. David?
Bruh, I was gonna leave just because I feel so stupid right now.
If somebody's outside my house, here's what I'm doing. I'm leaving the camera on. I'm taking it with me, and I'm walking out there as I'm calling the cops.
Right.
Coming with me. We're going live.
Or I'm coming out with a weapon, a bat, or a gun. Or there you go. KB's got the idea. Right.
Come on in, I dare you.
That's right. And when he said that day, I'm like, if I knew to somebody, even had a suspicion, that somebody was out without a picture, I would maybe just stay in and not go out to 7-Eleven or something that day. I would kind of keep it tight. But if I did go out, I would do what KB said. You go out with a weapon or a gun or something and you're ready. But just going back, you can see that the message didn't exactly come in the timely manner he made it come out. And then he goes out conveniently that night and gets punched in the eye and comes back on the air that night. So it just had premeditated kind of written all over it. And the fact that he didn't have a police report, he didn't have an armband, he didn't have any other cuts or abrasions on him. It seemed lame from the get.
Weird oil mustache.
Yeah, Hitler mustache.
I'm starting to believe Chad's.
See? We're all doubting Chad now. It's like the little boy who cried wolf.
Uh-oh, that's a new. They already have Sad Chad. We have to have a show called Doubting Chad. How about that?
Doubting Chad.
That sucks. Oh, here we go with the sucks and smells farts again. Chad is a lying cocksucker that sucks and smells farts. Okay. Well, I'm glad everybody's being consistent today. Let's see. Almost as bad as Kevin Dumpfuck.
He hotboxed.
Almost, he says.
Fuck, though.
Almost. I always carry my weapon with me.
Oh.
That's right, my
It was just a carny work. Yeah, Steven. Yeah, just not trusting him. And then, I never believed her from the get. Jake says, I'm not Chad's friend. Just trying to make everybody happy to unblock him. Okay.
Do what you want to do. Don't do stuff to make other people happy. Do stuff to make yourself happy.
That's right, Jake.
You're never going to please them. So why try?
Hell yeah, Kay. I was thinking the same thing. When you try too hard to please everyone, you please no one.
Yeah.
Go,
You
Scott.
think Chad what?
Do you think Chad? So do you have somebody? You just die out there and let somebody punch him?
Well, look, I mean, Chad has a very punchable face in general, so it doesn't. I don't think it would take too.
Get out there, no one's coming.
It does, but at least I brought up a couple weeks ago how some people are so desperate to keep a story going, or they can't get out of a situation that they'll hurt themselves in order to kind of as a way out of it or something. So I don't put it past them to kind of do this shit just to work up sympathy and patrons. Let's see, but I do think Kevin and Bob are in on some of it. They know what kind of person Chad is. Well, I mean, there are certainly accessories by default because they choose to have him on air. Now, I don't know that he's going and reporting any of the shit because I think Kevin and Bob might shut him down if he told them too much.
Yeah. I don't feel like they knew from the beginning. I don't feel like that, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I feel like they were just as shocked as everybody else to find out it didn't go down.
Yeah, and Bob seemed genuinely pissed that he got fooled by the potato too. Like he's kind of being a little distant with the potato and not having one. I see you laughing, Uncle Rican, man. What do you think about that?
That's me. No, I told
About
you.
being fooled by the potato?
I was originally fooled for like 4 to 5 minutes, and then when I caught myself getting like catching on, and then I realized this is a joke, a work.
Yeah.
I felt silly, mad, and then sad at myself.
Yeah, you're watching a freaking potato lie to you, right?
Hard to know what part you're mad at, right?
I know.
I peeled it, cooked it for dinner, and fed it to my husband. I'm so mad.
Unbelievable.
That's funny. Yeah, it makes you feel so silly after you get so worked up over something like that, though. I'm sure.
You're like, I'm so dumb.
Yeah.
Yes, Jake.
Just be glad you didn't go do like a whole show about it and back in the potato and all this stuff, and then come out looking crazy.
And you can tell that Cardiff realizes that Bob is upset with him because he's taking little super chat jabs at him about, hey, me and Bob's going to box now, or Bob helped write this with me. So he can tell that Bob is a little ticked off about being kind of included and hooked in, and now he's accusing him of writing it. So
yeah.
Bob and I are gullible. I would like to say we're similar in that
You
sense.
like to believe the best in people, and that's not a bad quality, but sometimes it can be a flaw. Sometimes I've been there.
Yeah, same.
All right. Hey, that's right. I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. That's right, Johnny Cash. Hell of a song. All right, we're gonna roll this a little more. I promise we'll finish up. Here we go. So that was the screenshot. This is our boy Andrew on the Sports Heads every Friday on the Shuli Network. Elliott and the Dallas Cowboys.
Nico
Go,
Elliott. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Hey, hey, hey. Goodbye.
Yeah, right.
No, 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 no.
The horn dog.
Hey,
And you know,
goodbye.
Andrew, last week we got the Saints go marching in when you talked about the Saints deal. So now we got another song this week. Tell them about Zeke. Tell them what happened.
Bye bye. Overrated.
And there you go. Thank you, Stormy, again. Another fine produced highlights package. We always appreciate that.
Well, that's nice.
Look at Scott's always got this. Scott is our prop master. Scott can just pull things out at a moment's notice. So he's our sports head and prop master. But yeah, we like having a lot of fun with Andrew every Friday on the Sports Heads. He's our guy. I heard somebody say horn dog.
That's the horn dog. I know Andrew from Shuli's show, and
there you go.
He's nasty.
He loves the ladies. Let me tell you.
He does love the ladies. Indeed, he does.
He's so happy and wholesome all the time. I love him.
I love Andrew too.
He is.
Really happy spirit. He does.
Yeah.
He is a great guy. He's got a great spirit about him. And what we've talked about in the past is that here's a young man who had never had the ability to play any sport at all, any of these sports. But look at the passion and the knowledge that he has about sports. Yeah. This man he's never even had a chance to walk or run or anything, but his experience would lead you to believe that he has, though. And so that's just one of the many things I love about Andrew is that his heart and his spirit, he doesn't let his physical ailments limit him as far as with the ladies or with the sports. And he sees himself out there. He is that sports guy. And I love that about him.
To do a show where Andrew teaches me about the sports.
Yeah.
That would be fun. Andrew,
what
Andrew
is
would,
happening here?
I guarantee you.
What if we had Andrew on with just ladies and seen how he reacted?
That's right.
God.
I was going to recommend ladies, and I know who'll accept it. I was going to say you should have Andrew as a guest on the broadcast. That would be.
Yeah, he would
that
like
would be
that.
Something. If he would have you all to himself, he would love that. Andrew loves the ladies. He loves people in general, but he certainly loves the ladies.
I wonder how he would react. That's funny.
One
that would be
testicle.
great.
One testicle.
Yeah, he does have a uniball.
Okay.
Andrew with the fire. Yeah, so you can talk about all that kind of interesting stuff.
Yeah, I'd like to say I hadn't seen it, but
yeah. So he wrote. I had to Photoshop that one image of him with his one testicle out.
Yeah.
Let's see. Had to step away for a bit. Did my PCL Stormy shout out make the clip package?
No, but I have it and I can send it to you. It didn't make the package because I had forgotten to save it from Instagram.
Yeah. That's I know you ladies probably have that challenge too, where there's so many clips or so many shows out there to wrangle all these clips in, right, Uncle Rick and Mammy?
Oh my gosh, yes. I don't have access to the other show, the Kumia Network. What is it called?
Yeah, Compound, right.
Yeah, so a lot of times I don't know what they're talking about, so I have to get that, and then I'll be fully in on the loop, and then I'll have all my clips together. And yeah, keeping them together is going to be a job, but Stormy had some tips, and I'm going to take her up on it.
Yeah,
Time mark.
I can clip the compound stuff too. I have a membership.
There you go.
That's cool.
Or whatever you call it.
It's the Perry one on Facebook Messenger if you want to pull it up. But
okay, I have it right here. Yeah.
Forgot to put that on there because it was on Instagram, and I usually do most of my communicating on Facebook with BF, so I had forgot all about that one.
Yeah, it's tough. There's so many shows and so many clips coming from so many different angles. I don't always remember them either, but I have your clip right here. This is Perry. This is Perry Caravello, and apparently
I didn't even know until Lost sent it to me.
My Lost Interest has a shout out in here.
Stormy, be a lady. Come back on. Leave me another message. I want to spend a minimum amount of time with you one song, yeah, a dance.
Oh shit!
Lap dance! Stormy,
Wow.
be a lady. Come back on. Leave me another message. I want to spend a minimum amount of time with you.
I had to play it
one
twice.
song, yeah, a dance. Lap dance!
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
I did not see that. No. All right, ladies. Now
about that.
I'm gonna give you a little bit of the fill in the dynamics here. For those of you who might not have figured it out on your own, you can hear this reaction. Scott is Stormy's dad.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ladies knew that.
No, I
Got
didn't.
down in the sunglasses.
Right. So Stormy is Scott's daughter. So so it's got to be kind of funny watching Perry Caravello kind of woo your daughter, huh, Scott?
I think it's funny.
Yeah, that was.
Scott.
It's probably
Wow.
awkward for him. I think it's funny.
I didn't see that. This is my first time seeing that, Stormy. Were you watching that day?
No, I did after that, but I only watched, a certain portion after that. I didn't get to finish the whole episode, but Lost sent that to me and I was like, wait, what? And then I went and clicked on it and started watching it live, but I thought that was hilarious. Then he sent that to me. Thank you for sending that.
I didn't realize that
So
Perry
funny.
was coming on to you so
Yeah.
aggressively that you were being wooed
I
by
didn't know he
Perry.
knew who I was.
Thank-
I only sent one inquiry one time in a super chat about going to get ice cream, and that's the only interaction I think I've ever had with him.
And now he wants to.
Lap dance.
Yeah.
He wants you to come back for a dance, one dance, a lap. What? Oh, I've never seen this. Thanks, Lost, for that clip. That was great.
Yeah, I have to wonder if he was talking about Stormy Daniels, but I'm just going to choose to believe it.
Jesus.
Yeah, he just latched on the name Stormy. Look, Bobby Nick says, "Oh shit." Why do our podcast is laughing? They're loving it. He's saying, "Yay, Stormy." Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
Let's see. Do it.
You.
No, I'll give him a hug and dance with him, but I'm not going to make out with Perry.
A lap dance?
Ooh.
No, not a lap dance. God, no.
So funny.
Oh boy. He's going to pull you in for that extra hug, that extra long,
Having to tell
creepy
you
hug.
about 1992.
Yeah.
19.
Oh boy.
Oh my
See,
god.
the reason I asked about the ice cream date too was because I heard when he was younger there was some weird action at ice cream parlors. So that's why I asked about the ice cream thing. And then it went from there to this.
So that was fun.
Man.
So I just went back. I'm the same. I'm new to the whole Perry thing. When I first got turned on to Perry was when we were doing another podcast. I found this clip of him on cart narcs. And it's that those Twitter guys that where they go out, if you don't put your cart back, they give you shit and throw magnets on. And Perry was doing his whole thing, yelling and chasing him around the car. So that was my first foray into Perry Caravello. And I did recently watch Windy City Heat. I attempted to watch it before, but I really didn't have no context. But I really enjoyed watching Windy City Heat, knowing who Perry was, because I think if I would have watched that movie back then, I would have been like, well, who is this guy and why should I care? And I would have thought it was a put on. But now knowing Perry and knowing that he is really kind of out there with his brain and he really does have these delusions of grandeur, going back and watching that was kind of fascinating, knowing Perry for who he is now. How did you like watching it, Uncle Rick and Mammy?
I loved it. I now understand the genius. I didn't get it. I just didn't get it. I watched Shuli go on about it and I was like, what are we watching? This weird, it was to me too erratic. I couldn't keep up. And then I watched Windy City Heat and now I'm in. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm part
Have you seen it yet, KB?
Yeah, I watched it years ago, but I love Perry. I watch him every Monday and Friday.
Yeah, you're a big Perry
he's,
fan, I've noticed.
He's something else. Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny going back. I've watched
His
like the
house has hardly
DVD deleted.
changed.
He hasn't hardly changed. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you would have thought that personality was like, okay, well, he's in on it and he's acting and this is part of the bit, the part of the movie. But I was trying to watch it with that mentality and I'm like, I don't think he's part of the bit. He literally thinks that he is, that guy. He is meant to be like the next famous Hollywood star. And I think he still does believe that to this day.
You better watch your mouth with this he thinks, because if he gets a hold of this thing.
What do you mean he thinks? What do you mean he thinks?
Yeah.
We got to
But
get
it's so-
Perry on here now after that clip.
Oh,
yeah.
I
would have-
want to be here for that one, Bobby friend.
See how he reacts.
You're not going to give them a lap dance, are you?
The sex scene in Windy City Heat. That was great when they pulled the stunt double in. That was hilarious.
It's like you asked for a stunt double.
So funny.
Yeah, right. You asked for the stunt double. Yeah. And he's like, and they're coming out of the room talking to Scribe. You should have been in there, man. He banged her like this and he did that. You should have been in there banging her. It was so funny.
That was excellent.
It was a lot of fun. And I played it a couple times because I just like watching some of the scenes over and over again. It's a lot of fun. We can't use the film. There was full penetration. That's right. And he's like, what? I miss that. That guy's fired. That guy's fired. It was so fun. I like when he says, can we watch the playback on that? And they go, oh no, we don't have no technology around here. And then they go to like a 9 shot where they got like 9 different cameras. It's just so fun. Like every little aspect of the movie is just to clown on him. So it was a lot of fun. All right.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's like 20 after 3 here on the East Coast, 20 after 2, excuse me. So I think we're going to pull this train into the station. We want to thank Uncle Rick and Mami and KB for joining us as our guest today. You can see them on their show, the broadcast, right?
Yes. And we are still working on a perfect time, so we'll let you know.
Okay, I noticed you on Saturday, but yeah, the day could be varying. So check out social media and Twitter, and when I notice it, I'll kind of retweet it and put it out there to let everybody know. But yeah, it's funny because at first you got to figure out how you want to do the show, and then you figure out how to get good at doing the show. So it is a process, but I'll enjoy watching you guys and checking it out and seeing what your point of view is on a lot of these shows and what the men are saying about you in the podcast. So I will check you out from time to time when I can.
Report back.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Pretty had diarrhea from the shake they made. Oh, pretty sure Perry had diarrhea from the shake they made. That shake was gross, and he just went along and just drank that thing.
Yeah.
They were just throwing everything around in that thing. Everything was terrible.
Yuck.
Bone Load says fun times, everyone. Thank you, Bone Loads. You can see our friend Bone Loads every Friday on the Shuli Network on the Sports Heads. Later, folks. Have a good one. Scott checking in.
If ever at an event, I could only call him Bone Loads. I don't know his name, but wouldn't that be weird to show up in person and say, "Hey, Bone Loads"?
Oh, but he does.
Yeah.
And that brings it full right. Hey, Boner or whatever, that brings it full circle to where we were talking about when we meet these people in person. Because I kind of know his real name too. I've learned it. But yeah, you're always going to want to call people by their screen name. So that's gonna be interesting to see how that goes down for me live when I see a lot of these people in person that I've only ever seen in chat.
Thanks, Lost. Thank you for sending me that clip too.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun. We want to thank everybody for their participation today in the chat.
Yes.
Why Do I Podcast? It's a good show. Thank you. We appreciate that. Join us here every Monday at 12 noon. This is what we like to do. Stormy makes a nice podcast package of all of our favorite clips that happen during the week. We sit here, drink coffee, bullshit, and talk about it. And we're glad to have some extra friends doing it today. And so I guess we're going to bring this train into the station at this point.
Yep.
All right. So, once again, here we go. The hype train. Woo-hoo. All right. So, for our guests, Uncle Rick and Mami, and for KB, and for Scott Fitzpatrick, my co-host Stormy, I'm your man, BF Bobby Fran. We appreciate you joining us here every week for Coffee and Pods with BF and Stormy. And if we don't see you next week, we'll see you next time we see you. Peace and love, and we are out of here, people. Bye.